sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
A warm and pleasant evening here on the north side of Indianapolis, just off of the intersection of Keystone and Kessler Boulevard. You are watching City Alliance Championship action between the boys and girls as well, a doubleheader here on IndianaSRN. Tonight's game brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures, one story at a time. By Burtner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown farm equipment dealer. Nothing runs like a dealer. Welcome to Alumni Field here at Bishop Chatard High School. Once again, alongside Jared Lewis, I am Kurt Darling. City Alliance tournament action here on IndianaSRN. And of course, we are going to be kicking things off right with the game of the year here, Jared Lewis. You are going to be witnessing a 2A battle between number 1 and number 2. The Bishop Chatard Trojans coming into this contest undefeated, 12-0-2, 5-0 in Circle City Conference play. Meanwhile, the Cathedral Fighting Irish, they have gone 8-1 with 6 draws this year under head coach Mark Beringer. Needless to say, we're going to be seeing a really good matchup here to kick things off of this doubleheader.
It is no doubt the girls' match on the season. I didn't even realize, me personally, that these two teams were ranked 1 and 2. We knew they had good records. We knew they were ranked towards the top of that 2A girls poll. But how about Bishop Chatard and Cathedral at 1 and 2 in the City Alliance championship matchup? Both these teams having very impressive routes just 2 days ago in the semifinals. Bishop Chatard was able to take care of Cardinal Ritter 5-0. And Cathedral topping Heritage Christian 4-0. These two teams are going to shut out their opponents, and they're going to score goals. But when you put them together, who knows what's going to happen? We could see a high-scoring affair, or we could very well see a 0-0 game late in the final minutes.
That's Jarrett Lewis. I'm Kurt Darling. Also welcoming in the third member of our broadcast team. We'll have Keith Myers, who has a look at how things are down there on the field. How are we looking down there, Keith?
Guys, I tell you what, the sun could be a factor. Cathedral will be kicking off. Chatard will be defending. The temperature here, 81 degrees. That's the outside temperature. On the field, 101. Very warm. It will cool down for the boys' game. Back up to you guys.
Indeed it will. We'll take a quick timeout. National anthem here on IndianaSRN.
What's the number one misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is. And that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Pre-game festivities coming to a conclusion here at Alumni Field on the north side of Indianapolis, here at Bishop Chatard High School. It is a de facto home game here for Bishop Chatard tonight as they play host to the City Alliance Tournament Championship. Doubleheader tonight here on IndianaSRN. You're about to see the girls' finals here between number 1 Chatard and number 2 Cathedral. Later on this evening, we will bring you live coverage of the boys' finals between Arsenal Tech and, of course, the Fighting Irish of Cathedral. So a Cathedral doubleheader here tonight, Jarrett Lewis, as we get to see both teams from both the girls and boys ranks from the Fighting Irish, but they will both have to go through some worthy opponents. Talking about this game in particular, Bishop Chatard, they have as an impressive a resume as anybody in the state, 12-0 with only 2 draws coming into this contest.
Yeah, the Cathedral fans and players can be happy that they'll have 2 cracks at a City Alliance championship, but it won't come without, like you said, playing against the toughest opponents in the state. First, the number 1 girls team in 2A in Bishop Chatard. Look at this month of September that they have had. They have scored 32 goals in 8 games while only giving up 4 to their opponents, and can thank a lot of that to their goalkeepers, Allison Stevens and Ruby Mason, who will be in the net. But just giving up 4 goals is quite impressive. In those 8 games, they're 7-0-1 in this month of September, trying to make it 8-0-1.
Cathedral coming into this contest 8-1-6 as we are underway here at Bishop Chatard High School, and Cathedral not wasting any time at getting things deep into the Chatard zone, and it'll go out of play for a throw-in here for Cathedral. And as we mentioned earlier, Cathedral under head coach Mark Beringer, he is 75, 48, and 26 in the last 9 years at Cathedral. Of course, he has a state championship to his name back in 2010. But other than that, they have not been able to get back into it. But nonetheless, they're going to have a good look at a state championship again here later this postseason as they draw Beech Grove in their sectional opener, does Cathedral, and Chatard will be playing Indianapolis, Washington, coming up here on October 6th.
Yeah, we were talking about how great the month of September it's been for Chatard, but it has been as well for Cathedral, and that's why we see them here in the City Alliance Championship. They were 6-0-3 so far in this 9th month of the year. Not as many goals scored as Bishop Chatard. They've had 16 goals in the net through 9 games this month, while only giving up 3. So Bishop Chatard has given up 4 this month in 8 games. Cathedral has given up 3 in 9 games. The goalkeeper play is going to be spectacular here tonight.
And several key players to keep an eye on here tonight, as you'll see Gracie Jarrett throw the ball in here for Cathedral. But you're going to want to keep an eye on Catherine Klein for Cathedral. She has scored only 2 goals this season, but she had 10 a season ago as a freshman for this Cathedral squad. But on the other side, you will have number 10, Brianna Buells for Bishop Chatard. 23 goals off of 81 shots. She is an offensive machine. She had a hat trick, actually, just 2 nights ago in the semifinals back against Cardinal Ritter, which was a 5-0 victory for the Trojans.
Brianna Buells has been nothing short of amazing this season, and just a junior as well. So these young players, we talked about Klein, just an impressive freshman year she has, and Buells will have another year to play for Bishop Chatard next season.
And both teams kind of feeling each other out here, as Cathedral hasn't really been able to get any kind of attack going. Neither has Bishop Chittard. Working in the middle and trying to advance it up there to Gracie Jarrett for Cathedral. Nothing doing there. But now here comes Chloe Schmitz on the other side for Chittard, and she finds Buells. And Buells is shoved out of bounds right there. They're going to get a free kick for her just that side of the 15-yard line of the football field.
She sure did, and it's close contact there with the track. Buells looked like she may have skidded a little bit on that black surface, and luckily, though, she gets up and she's all right. Tough player, and Chittard now with this free kick in.
Sending it in, and it's going to be sent right back out there by Ella Mayer, but sent right back in by Chittard, and it's going to be easily handled by Kate Phillips, who starts in goal tonight for the Fighting Irish. 13 goals allowed this season. But now on the other side, quick, here comes Abby Beasley. Beasley hits her teammate. And going downfield now. And that's Kiera Bradford, the freshman for Cathedral. She gets handled out of play there. It'll be a throw in here for Bishop Chittard. And so the word from our sideline man, Keith Myers, is that both coaches are staying in the ear of the officials right now, just trying to make sure everything stays fair here, as, of course, this is a highly anticipated matchup. Certainly a lot on the line here tonight. Not is it only a city conference championship, but you have a 1 versus 2 here tonight.
That's exactly what I was thinking, Kurt. Just so much riding on this game. Not only is it tournament play, both teams ranked 1 and 2, but these girls are familiar with each other. You know, they may know each other just because of how these schools are closely related, and they play each other in numerous other sports, so they know what's at stake. So we could see a little bit of chippiness. You'll get a fair share of that, and especially towards that second half in the final minutes, you might see a little bit more aggressive play than normal. So I think the coaches are right to be on the ears of these officials, and we get 4 of them in this one. We get 2 guys patrolling the sideline, and 1 towards the middle, and 1 official who is standing on the sideline near the coaches.
Chloe Schmitz applying the pressure along the sideline there. She's forced out of play. Grace Adams will be putting the ball back into play here for the Trojans. And trying to find Buells, and nothing doing there. Sent back in by DeVittori, and it's handled there by Phillips. Brooklyn DeVittori, a midfielder here for the Trojans, has yet to get a goal. She has 10 shots on the year, 4 career goals though. And Adams is going to be pressured out of bounds there. And it's going to be a free kick here for the Trojans, as you have the foul committed by the Cathedral Fighting Irish. So definitely a lot of physicality here in the opening minutes of this contest.
I want to take a moment, Kurt. Recognize the amount of fans that are in these bleachers. This is a large set of home bleachers here at Bishop Chittard, and it is filled up pretty nicely between Cathedral and Chittard fans. And it's, in the past couple minutes, it has gotten to be a much larger crowd than what it was at the opening kick.
And now Cathedral playing some keep away here in midfield, as it's knocked on by Spellacy, trying to find Jarrett, but she gets swarmed, and there's a kick off the chest of Katie Sedlak, and a quick throw in back for Cathedral. And onside there is Mayer trying to find the cross, but it's cleared out of play there by Dixon.
We had a game just 2 days ago, Kurt, and we really talked about how much time of possession plays a crucial part, how much you want to be the aggressor throughout the game. You want to have the ball controlled on your side of the field and get as many shots on goal as you can. And right now, early on, Cathedral looks like they are the ones that have had a little bit more control, a little bit more of the ball on their side offensively, which could be crucial. And as the game goes on, you're going to just continue to get those normal, usual looks, try to get some sort of passing between you and maybe 2 or 3 other players. Just try to get something, as many opportunities as you can only benefit you as this game goes on.
And Caldwell is called offsides right there, so the ball goes back to the Trojans. And they'll have a goal kick. Clearing it out is Maggie Ryan, but right into the feet of Elle Lewis. And now there's Lewis and Sedlak getting into it right there, but we play on. David Torrey knocks it on to Buells, and Buells runs right into Spellacy, and they're going to get a call on Cathedral. And you can hear it right there as the Fighting Irish faithful are not happy with that one, and neither is Spellacy.
Real bang-bang play. Cathedral fans not happy with it. Buells was there, and she took a hit. It was a toss-up. Not really sure. Just kind of bang-bang play. As an official in a football game, you might let that be a no call. Not call pass interference. But in soccer, you gotta call something. You gotta put it towards somebody. And unfortunately for Cathedral, they are on the bad end of that call.
Lydia Campbell with both inbound plays right there. And there once again was Spalacy to negate the attack from Chittard. And Bishop Chittard having won 6 games in a row coming into this contest after a draw to Westfield. With wins over Ritter, 2 wins over Ritter along with Covenant Christian, and then they had a big win over number 15 in 2A Hamilton Heights.
Yeah, you talk about those 6 games. You look at the score, 5-0, 5-0, 6-0, 6-0, 6-1, 5-1. I mean, how about those scores for Chittard? They are really taking care of business.
Let's go send it down to Keith Myers, who's there with the principal of Chittard, Joe Hansen.
Joe Hansen with us, and no, I'm not down on the field. I'm up high, like in the presidential suite. Joe Hansen joins us. Hey, thanks for the hot dog and the nachos. We'll get up here.
Yeah, this is the presidential suite. We're sitting right next to our president, Bill Som, enjoying this game tonight. So it's good to see you again.
How about the City Alliance, the championship game? Both games are here at Chittard. You've been hosting it for a long time. What a facility, and nice crowd for game number 1.
It is a beautiful facility. I mean, it's not just for football. We've done a graduation here. We had a pep rally here a couple weeks ago. We had an outdoor dance here. We're hosting these soccer games, so it really is kind of a multi-purpose, beautiful facility that we use for a lot of things.
And Jerry, you wasn't invited to the dance, but I think they danced at the 50-yard line, didn't they, Coach?
They might have. I don't know that I want to see Jerry or you dance.
Bill Som joins us as well. He is the president of Chittard, and we get to do some basketball for you this year, too. We're very excited to have been in the IndianaSRN, not cover the City Lines, but covering some basketball games for you this year.
We are, too. It's going to be pretty special for our community to have that kind of exposure and engagement with our kids and all those great activities.
What makes Chittard so different?
Oh, gosh. How much time do I have? Oh, you're nodding yes, like unlimited time? Oh, okay. What makes us different? We take our faith very seriously. It's the center of everything we do. It drives our decisions on, who we want to be in front of our kids every day, as in the classroom and as our coaches, and we challenge kids to be their very best, to do what God's called them to do, and if that means take the very most difficult college level courses while they're in high school, we're going to support them to be successful in that, and get involved in as many things as they can. Yeah.
I'm sorry I cut you off there. I just wanted to let you know we appreciate us being part of that, because you checked us out. We're good. You're good. And it's going to be fun covering the rest of this game and basketball all year long.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're excited.
Back up to you guys. I'm going to finish a hot dog here.
Thank you very much, Keith, for that. And we get back into the action out of the stoppage in play at the 30-minute mark here at Bishop Chittard High School. Alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling, and neither team really has been able to get a solid attack on the board here so far.
Yeah, really kind of a little bit of what we expected is just phenomenal defense and great play by the goalies in the net. It's going to be hard to get off shots, not just have shot on goals or good looks at goals and those types of opportunities. But the defenses are going to play extremely well, and they're going to make it hard for any attacker to get off a good-looking shot.
There was kind of a finesse attack there from Chittard that was easily read by Kate Phillips in goal, and now it's back on the other side of the field as Cathedral tries to counter right here. But it's Chittard with the throw-in and quickly headed back out once again by Beresford. Looking inside here to Lily Grise, the freshman. Playing along the far sideline are these players. And now knocked on. Spalacy trying to find somebody there. Gracie Jarrett trying to track it down, but Kate Sedlak is there first for Chittard, and she puts it out of play.
As the game goes on, you'll have passes up the field like that, and there may not be anybody at home in the first couple of tries, but eventually it'll all work out for whoever it is, the team passing it up the field, and you could have a good look at a shot if you're either Cathedral or Bishop Chittard. Irish coming up empty there, but still with possession.
Ella Mayer content to let that go out of play, and Chittard with the throw-in. Grise tries to put it in, but it's quickly punched out by Cathedral, and it'll be another throw-in here for Chittard. And Andy Adams will be... No, it won't be Andy Adams. In fact, it will be Grace Adams, the midfielder, to throw it in, and it is quickly knocked out here. And so both teams playing most of this ball here on the sidelines here, just really playing some close-down defense that we've seen, and nobody's been able to get a good attack on, as we've been talking about so far.
Yep. We've seen a lot of balls just kicked out around the sideline, and a lot of throw-ins, a lot of kick-ins, and it's been difficult for these teams to keep the ball in the middle of the field.
And it's another attack fielded there by Kate Phillips. Let's send it over to Keith Myers again, who's with the Cathedral AD, Rick Strife.
Rick Strife with us, and Rick, a typical Chittard Cathedral game.
Yeah, just a hard-fought battle going back and forth with a lot of tough play.
You know, football is a contact sport. Soccer's not supposed to be, but we saw 2 hits. She could play football for you guys.
I liked it. There was a couple I'm not sure you're allowed to do all that all the time, but it was pretty physical, yeah.
Talk about your team, ranked 2, they're ranked 1. This is a battle. You said all these games going into overtime. This is a battle, isn't it?
Right. I think Coach told me the last 5 times we've played, it's been PKs or overtime each time. So you never know what's going to happen.
So, guys, get ready for a long game. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Keith. Another foul call on Cathedral gives a free kick to Grace Adams of Bishop Chittard as they wait to get a few things organized here. Still no shots on goal by any team so far. It's just been a couple of finesse plays inside as the long ball from Adams trying to find Buells, but Cathedral is right there for the swarm. And clearing it out there is Lauren Caldwell for Cathedral, and knocking it on. Onside here is Ellie Lewis. Lewis gets control of it, brings it along the sideline, and tries to get around Adams, who has a good job clearing it out of play to stop that attack.
Great defense by Adams, getting back just in the nick of time, and Lewis had a full speed ahead, trying to get that ball pushed back towards the middle of the field, towards the goal. She had a couple players trailing.
And now Buells has it in open field. Spelacy one-on-one with her, a nice cutback, and Buells continuing to play it inside, and onside is her teammate. That's Schmitz, and right there for Phillips gets the big stop. Not a save, but nevertheless a key stop on that attack.
How about Buells when she had possession of it? First of all, making the move one-on-one, getting rid of the defender, and being able to get that pass off up the field to Schmitz. Great goalkeeper play coming in was Phillips, timing it just at the right time to prevent a shot.
Lily Grise tries another shot just off of the right post, and Phillips is there to corral it once again. So 15 minutes gone so far in this first half. We still have goose eggs on the board. Neither team has been able to get a shot on goal, but Bishop Chatard starting to ramp up the pressure a little bit here.
Last year when these two teams met, Coach talking about it with the AD, Mr. Strife of Cathedral, 2-1 victory for the Irish last year, and that came in overtime. So we very well, like they said, could see this game being played into some extra time.
Of course, it is a tournament atmosphere here tonight, so that means tonight's game will go into extra time or penalty kicks if need be. We play 2 40-minute halves. No stoppage time, though. Throw in once again from Chatard. Bringing it up now is Grise. Grise stops short, tries to cut it across, and Rosie Martin is there for the interception. And now Caldwell puts it over now to Mayer. Mayer knocking it on, trying to find Jarrett. Jarrett gets it over to Lewis. Lewis tries to cross it in with the shot up in. Score! Lauren Caldwell with her second goal of the season makes it a 1-0 advantage here in the early going for the Cathedral Fighting Irish.
Boy, what an impressive display of offense from Cathedral. Going the length of the field, just great passing between Jarrett, Lewis. Great pass from the middle of the field, and Lewis had to beat a player to get that pass off, which she did, and just out of the outstretched right arm of Ruby Mason.
And I called it to Caldwell right there, but looked like that was Lauren Caldwell on the goal. Either that or maybe Rosie Martin. Either way, it was a brilliant goal there from Cathedral, and that makes it a 1-0 advantage.
Extraordinary passing from Cathedral. That opportunity is what they were waiting for. Bishop Chatard kind of late getting back on defense, preventing early on, being able to prevent Cathedral from getting close to the goal. But right there, tremendous passing and a lucky bounce also too. You want to have a couple of those throughout the game if you're either team. That would give you a nice advantage and help you out with any shot towards the goal.
And now if you're Chatard, you try to get a response and try to get an equalizer. So that goal for Caldwell in the 23rd minute of the first period here at Bishop Chatard High School. City Alliance Tournament Championship on the line. And once again, another throw-in coming from, this time, Libby Lewis. Looking in at Cathedral, trying to find another one here. Instead, it is cleared out by Chatard this time. But still, you can see kind of the wind taken out of the sails of Chatard here in the 22nd minute.
So much time to play in this first half alone. And Bishop Chatard with girls just like Buell's with the ball here can find an equalizer.
So a quick correction here, Libby Lewis on the goal there for for Cathedral. Of course, the sun just at the right angle on these white jerseys here for Cathedral. So give credit to Libby Lewis there for that one.
Decent attempt there, nice pass up the field from Adams, and Buell's was cutting towards the middle of the field, but again, Phillips coming in on the right time to save it.
And now Chatard trying to respond here. Buell's one-on-one there with Mayer. And bringing it back the other way, Spalacy puts a stop to that one, clears it back out. Gracie Adams back to put it in here, and now it'll be given back to Andy Adams as we go now to Keith Myers once again, who's sitting with the Cathedral boys team playing a little bit later tonight.
Boy, they are cheering up and down, and the neat thing is they're wearing a shirt that says family, and then it says pick up your brother. It's look after your brother. Look after your brother. And their enthusiasm here is not for the girls, and I got a feeling the girls are going to pop up and do the same thing for the guys. The enthusiasm down here is pretty cool when that goal happened. Very quickly, 1-0. Cathedral. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. And still playing along the sidelines here for the last minute or so have been these two competitors. And once again, it'll be Grace Adams to put it back in play on the throw-in. And Spalacy again kicking it back out. So lots of time spent on the sidelines here in this first half.
Yeah, and Buell's is near the sideline where they're throwing it in, and Ella Maher is all over Buell's, trying to prevent her from getting the ball. Maher also wearing that captain's band on her left arm, a senior. So she has been playing some pretty tight defense against Buell's.
Rosie Martin putting the pressure there on Lily Grise, and Buell's is able to bail him out, but still right for the breakup is Caldwell. Holding it now is Amaya Usher, but she gets broken up by Adams. And now a little bit of room for Schmitz. Schmitz going right there one-on-one with Lewis, tries to kick it into the box. Instead, it's cleared out, and it will be a throw in here for Chittard as Eliza Langfeld, the defender there, puts it out of play.
Chittard here lately really controlling the offense. Nice attempt there by Schmitz. Just so hard one-on-one trying to beat your defender. Then you got some help side defense behind if you're Cathedral.
Throw in from Chittard goes right into the hands of Phillips, and she'll clear the zone. So Phillips knocks it on, gets it over to Beasley. Beasley finds Bradford. And going back and forth between Beasley and Bradford there as Bradford tries to negate the defense there from two defenders of Chittard. Instead it goes out of play, and on the defense there was Mary Mastrian. And Mastrian playing with an injured hand this game. You can see her wearing the cast, having to miss the last couple of games or so, but she's able to get back in here for some key minutes on the defensive side of the ball here for Chittard. Caldwell knocks it up, finds it over to Usher. But Usher gets her pocket pick there by Adams. Adams with some running room, stops it short, gets the ball back after losing it briefly, and instead will have to get rid of it, and Spalacy knocks it out of play.
Great defense by Usher after losing it initially. And there's a great cross-field pass there from Cathedral. Get it to Usher, and then Adams is able to respond with some defense.
Mastrian into the corner. Bradford gets caught up in the corner here, and it looks like we will have a goal kick. No, a corner kick for Cathedral here. So they're going to bring in Libby Lewis. Correction, it'll be Catherine Klein. So you have Catherine Klein and Libby Lewis playing defense tonight. Usually some good attackers that they have for this team so far this year. They have them on the defensive side of the ball. So Klein with the corner kick for the Irish. Trying to go up 2-0 here in the early going. Sent in. Bradford gets broken up by DeVittori, but still Bradford tries to turn the corner again, and Cathedral keeps applying the pressure. Beasley trying it in. Bradford shot, score! Kiera Bradford, the freshman forward, with a huge goal to make it 2-0 Cathedral.
Boy, so many good looks for Cathedral, and they had that ball in front of the goal in that zone for quite some time. And we'll get another look at it. And it looked like it was deflected off the goalkeeper. It was. And she had a great look at it to stop it. But it does, in fact, go off of Mason, and it's a goal for Bradford.
That's now 2 goals allowed by Ruby Mason this game. She has only allowed 7 goals all season long. So already, Ruby Mason facing a lot of pressure from this Cathedral offense as the number 2 team in the state has taken a 2-0 lead over the number 1 team in Class 2A.
Bishop Chatard already given up 2 goals through 25 minutes of play. And the last time they gave up 2 goals in a game was way back on August 21st. That was the 3rd game of the season. So it has been a while since they have done that, and in just this first half, already 2 goals in for Cathedral.
So now bringing it in here will be Grace Adams. Adams finds it over to Andy Adams. And Chatard desperate to try and get some sort of pressure going on right now. And on the sideline, you see Reese Sochaki, a freshman midfielder. She's really getting fired up on the sideline right now, trying to inspire her teammates to get the to get at least something to cut into this lead.
Well, there's so much time left in this one, and even after one goal could very well be a deciding factor, but you still have to keep up your tough play, and Bishop Chatard has done just that. They've been in.
And now you have a penalty kick. A penalty kick here as there was a foul in the zone, and you have Brianna Buells to try and cut into it here. One-on-one with Kate Phillips.
This could be what you need if you're Bishop Chatard.
As the officials continue to converse here before we get things moving, and now here we go. Buells versus Phillips to try and make it a 2-1 ball game. Buells puts it in, saved by Phillips! And the rebound comes out. Back into the zone again, and another close call. No call that time, and we continue play.
My goodness, how about the game so far for Kate Phillips? Guessing right on Buell's shot, and then after the miss, obviously you got to get back in the net because Bishop Chatard still had possession. We'll get another look at it here.
Just a beautiful save there by Phillips. But now Cathedral is really ramping up the pressure as Bradford nearly had another look at another goal. And now the officials letting the girls play just a little bit here, as you can sense the urgency and the frustration from Chatard. Buells crossing it inside. Shot, save from Addison Duncan, and Kate Phillips has been at all the right places at the right time this evening.
Again, another great save by Phillips. How about the cross kick from Buells? And she put it up there right in a spot where Duncan had the chance at a header. It was a decent one, but Phillips able to get there in time.
So Duncan had a shot on goal right there that was saved by Kate Phillips. And now Bradford, the freshman forward, having herself a game here this evening, certainly when the Irish need her to. A lot on the line here this evening.
And still, here's another great chance for Cathedral. Everybody back on this side of the field. Their first 2 goals, they've had some nice lucky bounces go their way. Had the bounce go off of the goalkeeper that ended up being a goal for Bradford, making it 2-0.
Buells comes away with it off the throw-in and now gives herself some room. Going up the left sideline. Crosses it again, tries to find Adams, nothing doing there. And Cathedral is able to negate it, but Adams sends it back into the zone again, and Phillips will corral it for the easy save.
Buells has been the one here lately to start some little fast breaks for Buells with some cross kicks off the left foot. I'm sure Chittard will try to keep up that same type of play with Buells trying to start something.
Grace Adams again sending it back in. Shot! Oh, just over the crossbar. That was from 30 yards out and nearly slipped into the goal.
And the Bishop Chittard fans, which cover up half of this side of the bleachers, they got up and they thought it was in. A little net movement, but just over the crossbar. Really nice kick from Adams.
And now you'll see Kiara Bradford take a seat here to get some much-deserved rest on the offensive side of the ball here for Cathedral. And back into the lineup will be Karsten Ward for the first time tonight.
Abby Beasley also being subbed out for Cathedral. Celebrating with the girls on their side of the field, on the sideline. They like what they see. Almost 10 minutes left to go in this first half, and the Irish well in control so far.
And now some chippiness right there on the ball between, looks like that was Schmitz and Spellacy. And now you have a free kick for Cathedral. Spellacy puts it back in. Header back out by Sedlak. And it gets right back to Spellacy again as she keeps it in play. And Chittard still being a little stingy here, trying to get something organized on offense as we approach now the 10-minute mark.
Chittard really likes, as Cathedral sends that one into the stands, they really like working this side of the field. It's been a lot of throw-ins on this side right in front of their bench. And Buells has been working this side this entire first half.
And now let's check in with Keith Myers on the sideline.
Guys, if inches mean anything, that thing missed it by about 3 inches. One of the things all the Chittard coaches are telling them is not to give up. It's a long game. Keep playing and keep putting pressure. They will get you points. Just keep pressure on Cathedral. Back up to you.
Thank you very much, Keith. Certainly going to have to apply some pressure with the 2-0 deficit that they're facing inside the 10-minute mark of this first half.
It is such a long game, 9 minutes, and then we'll have the 40 minutes in the second half. And for Chittard, a team that scores the ball a lot, they shouldn't get down on themselves at all with so much time left in this game. And when you look at how Cathedral scored, they scored in the 23rd minute and the 15th minute. So just 8 minutes apart between their 2 goals. Chittard can almost look at that as motivation. They know they can do that themselves. And so, like Keith said, continue to play hard and be aggressive and give your offense some chances.
Langfeld being pressured along the sideline there, and it will be another throw-in for Bishop Chittard. And they're quick about it. Trying to get it back out into the middle of the field. And they're still playing along the sideline there as Mastrian kicks it out of play. They're going to say it was off Cathedral. Mastrian puts it back in. Caldwell trying to split the defenders, and once again out of play. This time Libby Lewis will put it in. And a long throw. Chittard tries to clear it out. Chloe Schmitz kicks it back out. Now over to Adams. Adams along the sideline. Has a lot to work with here as Andy Adams tries to clear it inside of the box. Now here's an opportunity. Onside is Buell. Shot saved by Phillips. Kate Phillips can do no wrong tonight.
That's twice now where Buell has had a point-blank shot, and Phillips has made the save. Each time she has gone to her left, kicking it with the right foot, and Phillips reacts accordingly.
Trying to find Buell's again does Adams. And now Adams kicks it up onside to Schmitz, who gets her pocket picked there by Klein, and she puts it out. Bringing it back in now will be Schmitz. Schmitz along now, trying to find the cross. Tries to keep it in, but it goes just out of the end line. And now let's send it down to Keith Myers, who's with the principal of Cathedral.
Julie Barthel with us. And Julie, last time we saw each other was a volleyball game. These girls are playing pretty well, up 2-0. What do you think?
They're looking great, yeah. Super excited to have both our boys and our girls playing here tonight in the city championship. These are great athletes. They're also great leaders in our school, so super excited to be here tonight.
How's the school year been so far athletic? You got a pretty good football team. You got a pretty good soccer team. You got a pretty good volleyball. It's been a pretty good fall.
It has been a pretty good fall. Again, we've got a lot of great coaches working with our kids. We're very fortunate. So, yeah, a lot to be thankful for. Very thankful to be back on the hill face-to-face. So it's been a great year so far.
It's a bunch of smiles down here, and she's really happy with this 2-0 lead. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. 5.5 minutes left in this first period of play. 2 goals, one in the 23rd minute, the other in the 15th minute by Cathedral. But still another 40 minutes of soccer left to be played once this half expires. Adams tries to give herself some room, some nifty footwork, and it's cleared up over to Buell's. And Adams tries to keep it in play, does so briefly as we take a look at this last save here from Kate Phillips.
Or just a lucky bounce and perfectly placed pass up the field of Buell's, and you can see her reaction to it. She knows that she's had chances like that in previous games this season, and she's been able to capitalize. But this is a different team. This Cathedral squad, a reason they're ranked number 2, and there's a reason Kate Phillips is in that net for the Irish.
Kate Phillips has 4 saves now, along with a penalty kick save. And she's only a junior. The Fighting Irish get her back for one more year here in 2022. Rosie Martin tries to send it up over to Karsten Ward. And Ruby Mason will put a stop to that attack as we now have 4 minutes left to go in this first half. Amaya Usher. Over to Ward. Ward knocks it up along the sideline to Langfeld. Langfeld crosses it inside. Nobody there to receive it, and it'll go out the other side of the field.
Decent look across the field, and looks like Usher was in the area. A few players also trailing from Cathedral, but it went right between the three of them. Really good look there from the Irish, who are continuing to apply the pressure. They like being up 2-0, but, of course, 3-0 you wouldn't mind either. And this could be a really crucial final 3 minutes for both these teams. Irish maybe looking to add a little bit more, and Chittard playing on the defense, coming down to crunch time, would like to have another decent look.
Corner kick coming now from Cathedral. Catherine Klein will be taking it. Another opportunity from the Irish to go up 3-0 if possible. Klein sends it in, and it's fielded out by Chittard. But Cathedral is right there, but briefly. And now Schmitz finds Buells. It's knocked up. Buells comes away with it. She has help. Tries to cross it over. Libby Lewis is right there to break up the attack.
Right spot defensively for Cathedral if Lewis isn't there. Of course, she knows how to play that position. She knows where to be at. She sees the girl running with Buells. Just an easy steal away and preventing Buells from trying to get another shot off.
2 minutes left to go here in this first half. And Chittard will try to rally. They want to get something on the board here. And the long throw-in ends up in the hands of Kate Phillips. A little long for her teammate there from Duncan. Maggie Ryan will play for it as long as she can and then kicks it off of Ward for a throw-in. 70 seconds remaining. And so it's a free kick now for Ryan, who sends it in. Schmitz tries to break up the defense there by Rosie Martin, and instead it's Martin who puts it out of play. And once again, Mary Mastrian will put things back in play. And another throw-in as they keep working it down the field. Schmitz over to Grise. Grise into the box. Nothing doing there, and Lewis clears it out as we hit 10 seconds now. So Cathedral, number 2 in the state, will take a 2-0 lead into the halftime period. An excellent play by Kate Phillips. And before we go to our halftime break, we'll send it down to Keith Myers, who's with the athletic trainer of Bishop Chittard.
Yeah, I'm with the AT of Chittard, and boy, you got a lot of things going on. You got football practice, volleyball practice, soccer. What's your kind of day look like every day that you come in?
So I come in around 1 or 2 o'clock. I'm almost like a second shift, so I get the athletic training room ready, prepping all of the water for the game, all the equipment out here, and then I'm probably 1 or 2 hours of a big rush. So I see about 20 students within a 2-hour time frame. That's taping, evals, rehab, some treatments sprinkled in there. And then I get maybe 10 minutes at each practice to check in with the coaches, give them the updates, try to take some more turf burns at football practice, soccer practice. I run around like a chicken with my head cut off, and then I get to watch sports at night, and that's the best part.
How hard is it for someone, let's say someone wants to do it, a kid out there watching tonight wants to be an AT. What do they need to do? What do you recommend them to do?
Well, first thing I say is if you're in high school or around a high school, get involved with your athletic trainer at the closest high school or at your high school. I can tell you from my standpoint, I will always take extra eyes, ears, hands, any way that I can clone myself. From there, you want to look at athletic training web education programs. UIndy is a great one in town. If you go up to the Katy website, that's .net. You can look up by state education programs.
Thanks so much for your time. It's halftime, 2-0 Cathedral.
Thank you very much, Keith. Once again, 2-0 is the halftime score here. Alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. We'll be back in just a little bit here on IndianaSRN.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
Want to know what I like best about playing basketball for my high school? I like it because it's a place where my friends get to see me play. I like it because I'm playing for someone besides myself. I'm playing for everybody in my school and every person in my community.
Indiana high school sports. They're more than just a game.
Come and see me play.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Still halftime here at Alumni Field in Chittard High School. here for the City Alliance Girls Finals here on Indiana SRN. Alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. And now, Jarrett, let's go ahead and take a look at some of these replays of some of the big plays that we saw in the first half. And we'll get things going with that big goal here from Cathedral coming in here.
Excellent pass from Lewis. Nice little deflection. It just goes in favor of Cathedral. And it looks like, I think we had Caldwell's number, but I think it may have been, still hard to tell from that replay. We were wondering who exactly got that goal, but it wasn't Caldwell. I think it was Libby Lewis, but a couple players in Cathedral's spot there, and just right place, right time, great pass that led to that very first goal to get things going.
And now we take a look at the second goal here to make things 2-0 in the 15th minute.
Beasley with a nice pass, and then Bradford in the right spot, and a nice hard shot that deflects off of Mason, the goalkeeper. And you can see Cathedral really excited with a 2-0 lead. Two goals alone can really make it a really big difference, a really big hole to overcome for Chatard, but this is a really good team, and they have 40 minutes to figure it out and try to make this thing a little bit closer.
And now we take a look at the penalty kick here from Buells that could have made it 2-1.
And just a phenomenal day in the net so far for Phillips. She has had a couple of saves, and a couple of those have been from Buells, and she has gone to that side of the net each time that she has had a decent look at a goal, and Buells she's probably upset with herself a little bit, but her and her team still have 40 minutes to show why they're the number one team in 2A.
And still, Kate Phillips has been showing once again and again how good she is in goal.
Here's that second shot we were talking about from Buells, and Phillips even coming up like well outside of the goal and reacting at the right time and going towards the right side to get that save. She has been the star defensively for Cathedral.
Keith Myers, your thoughts going into the second half?
Coaches both of them talked to the huddle saying this game's not over, far from over. When you're Cathedral, you want to control the ball. Make this a shorter game. Control the ball. Keep it on our side. Chatard just needs to come out. I think they need to score within the first 5 to 7 minutes to make this 2-1. If not, Cathedral knows how to hold the ball, and frustration will sit in. But it's far from over, folks. Back up to you.
Back in a minute here on Indiana SRN.
You want a career that fuels your passion for sports and physical activity. IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences offers that and more. You'll have insider access to sports, fitness, and exercise science professionals and learn from faculty with years of industry experience. And with Indy as your classroom, you'll study next to world-class sports facilities, Olympic governing bodies, the NCAA, and the Indianapolis Motor Speedway. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to launch your sports industry career. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Oh. Was it Rosie Mark? Getting set for second half action here at Chatard. City Alliance Tournament Championship. And we're finally getting a little bit more clarity on who scored that first goal for Bishop Chatard, for Cathedral, rather. Looks like that was actually Abby Beasley. There's a lot of, certainly a lot of different jerseys out here, but the sun was just hitting the jerseys perfectly right there for us. We couldn't exactly see who scored that first goal in that swath of Cathedral players, but Abby Beasley, we're going to give credit to her for that first goal, and then Kiera Bradford getting that second goal in the 15th minute for Cathedral. So going into the second half here, Chatard will get things going as we will have another 40 minutes to decide who will win the City Alliance Tournament Championship. Alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. Another 40 minutes of ball here to be played in this game number one of the doubleheader tonight.
Should be exciting and should see perhaps a little bit more chippiness. We got a couple of glimpses of it in that first half, and especially when Chatard was down 2-0, you can sense that they're going to try to play a little bit more aggressive, try to put the pressure on Cathedral in this half. And with a goal here, a 2-1 game is still very dangerous territory for Cathedral. No lead is safe, especially when you're playing the number 1 team.
And now word from Keith Myers, it's certainly cooling down now out on the field, as we had a big, bright, sunny day to start this game. And now the sun is finally starting to set behind the tree line here at Kessler and Keystone Avenue on the north side of Indianapolis.
This is the time of year where it starts to get darker sooner. I believe daylight savings time is this upcoming weekend, so it'll get darker a lot earlier. It'll be 5 or 6 o'clock in this fall time when we'll start to see the sun go away, so that's upcoming, and it'll get dark here pretty soon.
It'll also start feeling a little bit more like fall as we get closer to October. So we've switched sides of the field here as the Fighting Irish are now defending the south side of the field, while Chittard is defending the north side. Lewis sends it long and tries to find Ellie Lewis, but instead right there on the defensive play for Chittard is Mastrian, but still coming down the field. Another opportunity for the Irish. Caldwell tries to get it in, and it's just pushed wide by Mason.
Nifty footwork there by Caldwell to get around the defender, able to get that shot off, and with the deflection, looked like her initial shot wasn't going to be in line with the goal, but the deflection, as you see there, off the foot of Bishop Chittard, and that was Maggie Ryan. It was just outside the post and almost snuck through for another Irish goal.
So a corner kick here for the Irish. They try to make it a 3-0 ball game here. Sent in, header up, score! Abigail Beasley with the header. Her second goal of the night.
What a perfectly placed pass from the corner. And Beasley, it went right to her. She headed it so nicely, and there's nothing you can do if you're the goalkeeper, Mason. Just too good of a pass, too good on the execution for Cathedral. Would love to get another look at that soon. Just perfect offense from Cathedral. They are rolling offensively.
Maybe take a look at it here.
The pass coming in from Klein, and towards the back, there are 4 Bishop Chittard defenders around Beasley, and she still is able to get that shot off.
It's now 3-0, and the hole goes from bad to worse for Bishop Chittard, as they now have 36 minutes to try and equalize this thing up, which is certainly a tall task to do in just over a half hour's time. Brooklyn Devitori gets the ball taken away from her there by Lewis. And Lewis trying to find Gracie Jarrett, who is somehow able to track it down with the defender, but Sedlak puts it out of play off of Jarrett, and it will be a Chittard throw-in. And how do you like this if you're Cathedral? You've tied 6 opponents this year, and you've played 6 ranked opponents this year. And so tonight is their 7th ranked opponent that they've played all season long, and they are 3-1-2 against ranked opponents this year.
Well, the girls' team is really setting the bar high for the boys' team later tonight. If the girls are able to hold on, it'll, one, give them a little bit of momentum, a little bit of confidence that the boys can try to make this a clean sweep tonight for the City Alliance, but really setting that bar high with 3 goals played, the third one coming with just 2 minutes gone by in this second half.
And Chloe Schmitz takes the inbound briefly, and it goes out of play. Libby Lewis puts it back in. Long ball going back and forth here between the teams. And Chittard trying to set up Buells, who gets ran into, and she is on the field right now. They're going to stop the clock as Buells took a pretty good hit there at about the 40-yard line. And so we'll pause things here as both teams take to their sidelines. Let's send it down to Keith Myers.
Hey, everybody. Concession stand is watching the game and the replays on IndianaSRN with their iPhones. And then the guy said, "You look hungry." My third hot dog, guys.
And how is the hot dog situation tonight?
I just wanted to let you know these are the best hot dogs in the world, especially when they're free. F-R-E-E. Don't push it on my stomach. Back up to you guys.
Of course, we're looking forward to a report on the popcorn from Keith Myers later tonight. Of course,
you bet that will be later tonight.
Yeah, of course, we have to get the annual Keith Myers popcorn grade here on IndianaSRN as Brianna Buells will walk off under her own power as the athletic training staff from Bishop Chittard.
Boy, Keith is making me jealous with all this hot dog talk. He's spent a lot of time at the concession stand, making us jealous up here in the press box.
Well, we get a better view of the play, though.
That's true.
As Bishop Chittard doing an excellent job facilitating everything to make this broadcast a reality. Certainly much appreciated from the administration here at Bishop Chittard. So getting back into the play here, it'll be Grace Adams with the free kick to put it back in.
Another great look at that header that went in for Beasley. Just the excitement with Cathedral. They know they're getting closer to this City Lions championship.
And now if you're head coach Ashton Balch of Bishop Chittard, what do you tell your team being down in this deficit? Obviously you were down 2-0 in the half, and now you're down 3-0. It makes it a little bit tougher.
Well, really, I mean, Bishop Chittard has played a pretty solid game from our vantage point. And now I know with coaches, they see things a little bit differently, and they're always going to be able to find those things to talk about and to go over with that they want to improve on. So in their second half, I guess just continue to play the way you're playing, but play with a little bit more intensity and try to stop these looks from Cathedral.
Tries to get it in. Header goes up. Nothing there. Punched out by one of the Chittard players. Certainly an unsettling attack there. Cathedral still keeping the pressure up. Lewis puts it right on goal, and it rolls into the hands of Ruby Mason.
But something else that Keith said during halftime was for Bishop Chittard, try to control the ball as much as you can. Control it on your side of the field a little bit more than you did in that first half. Make some crisp, clean passes. Cathedral has done a nice job of that with some of their goals. But also you're going to have a little bit of luck involved, have some deflections go your way.
Trying to track down Gracie Jarrett there was Ella Mayer, and instead it goes out of play. And Mayer held up by the officials. They're going to move her back a little bit. And it's actually going to be Spellacy to put it in play here. There's some confusion on who would put the ball back onto the field. And Spellacy still to throw it in. Caldwell punches it up. And Rosie Martin loses the handle on it. And coming back with a vengeance here is Lily Grise. And she loses the handle, but it will be Chittard ball.
I think the craziest thing when you're looking at the scoreboard and you're considering how well these two teams have played in September, as you see Brianna Buells checking back in after hitting the floor earlier, is that these three goals scored by Cathedral and given up by Bishop Chittard. Chittard has only given up 4 goals the entire month of September, and they've played 8 games before this one. So that's a goal every 2 games that they've only been giving up. And Cathedral has completely taken that into consideration and just thrown it out the window. They don't care how good Bishop Chittard has been, and their offense has been clicking on all cylinders.
This is the first game in which Chittard has allowed more than 1 goal this season. They are 12-0-1. And correction, they have allowed more than one goal at least once this season. That was back against 1A number 1 Heritage Christian on August 21st, which was a 3-2 affair with Chittard coming out ahead. Spellacy puts it back into play. Lewis knocks it deep into the zone, and it gets headed out of play by Kate Sedlak. Back again, here comes Chloe Schmitz. And she finds Grise. Grise trying to get it back to Schmitz. And there is a knockoff of Klein from Schmitz. She tries to cross it back in, and instead it'll be cleared out by Lewis. Chittard still keeping up the pressure. Adams. Long ball into the zone, and it will go into the possession of Buells near the corner. Buells crosses it in, and Grise nearly had an opportunity, as did Adams, and she pushes it long and off the end line, and a goal kick here from Cathedral.
First look of the second half for Chittard, getting it deep into the zone. A couple cross kicks, Buells involved, Adams along with Schmitz. But the defense for Cathedral making it look easy.
And a foul call there on Brooklyn Devitori will give a free kick to Cathedral. So it'll be Spalacy to take this free kick. Spalacy sending it long and tries to find Jarrett. Bringing it back, though, is Addison Duncan. Duncan pushes it up to Schmitz. Schmitz has to try and outrun Lewis, and Lewis with a big tackle right there. No call, and she'll clear it back out, and it'll go out of bounds, and it will still be Chittard ball.
Tremendous defense by Lewis, able to track down. Looked like it was Schmitz, and it looked like Schmitz was going to be able to get a shot off in that corner and bring it back towards the middle of the field, but Lewis sticking with it, showing off her speed, able to track down Schmitz and affect any sort of offense that Chittard was looking for.
Bradford sends it up now to Beasley. And Beasley loses the handle, and it goes out the other end line. So another goal kick coming here from Chittard. And now for the first time tonight for Cathedral, we'll see Mary Hughes check into the ball game. She is a sophomore, getting her first minutes of the evening. Grace Adams, some nifty footwork to keep it in play, and a whistle here at midfield. And it'll be a free kick here for the Trojans. Under 28 minutes remaining in this contest, and Chittard certainly feeling more and more pressure to try and avoid their first loss of the season. Adams sends it in.
And what a statement they've made so far on the road. And Chittard's ranked ahead of you at number 1. You're number 2. And you've been able to put up 3 goals just a little over halfway through this contest. Still a lot of time left in this one, but Cathedral just has been so well in control, playing so well together.
And these teams keep in mind, you won't see either of these teams together in the state championship as they play out of the same side of the bracket in the postseason. As there's a shot that goes a little wide there from DiVittori. And the interesting thing here about Cathedral this season, they went to the state finals a year ago where they lost to Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger by a score of 1-0. Well, they were certainly able to try and get back at them again this year, because just 2 games ago, back on September 25th, Cathedral and Dwenger faced off again, this time back here in Indianapolis, and Cathedral was able to get their revenge on Dwenger. They took a 1-0 victory out of that contest, which was a huge win for the Irish to move right in to the City Alliance tournament. Ball goes out of play. Cathedral ball here to move forward. Time continuing to wind. As Cathedral's certainly taking their time getting things organized on the field here. A couple more substitutions made as Eliza Langfelt and Amaya Usher check back into the contest. But of course, once again, don't go anywhere after this contest is over, as we will have another soccer match to bring you here for tonight's doubleheader action of City Alliance tournament action. This is the girls' finals for the tournament, and coming up next at around 8 o'clock or so, you'll have the boys' finals between Arsenal Tech and the Cathedral Fighting Irish.
Now we have a third match going on in the stadium. We got the student sections going at it. The Cathedral side, though, a little bit more happy, a little bit more to cheer about than Bishop Chatard.
And as you mentioned earlier, Jarrett Lewis, an excellent turnout here for tonight's match. And we still have another one yet to go on the docket. And Cathedral progressing through another excellent season, working on Mark Behringer's 76th win in 9 years as the head coach of Cathedral. Cathedral's only had one losing season in that span, which was back in 2013 when they went 6-9-3. Shot on goal here from Chatard, and just pushed wide again by Kate Phillips.
Really good look there from Chatard. It's been a while since we've said that, it feels like. The Cathedral defense preventing Chatard from not only not having a decent shot, but just not getting it across the 20 or 30 yard line.
Let's send it down to Keith Myers.
Hey guys, on game number 2 tonight, Cathedral and Tech. This is the first time Tech has been in the Final Four for a long, long time. They used to have to play in the North Central Conference tournament the same week, but now that they changed the tournament time, they could play qualified for the City Alliance, and they are looking for their first city championship this year.
Certainly be a highly anticipated match there between the boys. Arsenal Tech and Cathedral coming up at 8 o'clock right here on Indiana SRN. 22 minutes to play.
Speaking of those Arsenal Tech boys, 15-2-2 on the season. And in their the last time they lost was just past Saturday. But in between losses, it's September 25th, and then you have to go all the way back to August 21st. So a whole month and some change within their only 2 losses this season.
Of course, Arsenal Tech playing out of the North Central Conference. They were part of the Indianapolis Metropolitan Conference for a long time. before they moved over to the North Central Conference, where they have seen much success. Bishop Chatard playing out of the Circle City Conference, 5-0 so far. They've secured the conference championship this year. And after this game, both of these teams will have about a week off before they get ready for sectionals. As Cathedral, they drew Beech Grove in their sectional on October 7th. But then on October 6th, Chatard will be facing off against George Washington High School out of Indianapolis. Both of these teams certainly able to put together state championship caliber runs. Cathedral certainly did that a year ago.
And it'll be nice for both these teams, too, to kind of get an extended break in between games. After the City Alliance tournament, they'll have around a week to prepare for their sectional. Like you said, Cathedral starting things off with Beech Grove and Chatard taking on Washington. But both those teams will either start on Wednesday or Thursday in their first round of sectional play. So going to get a much-needed rest. And for these two teams especially, playing against each other 1 versus 2, a City Alliance tournament championship game, they're going to very much appreciate that extended break that they get between games.
Chatard will certainly probably take advantage of that break, because it just seems to me tonight, Jarrett, once Cathedral got that first goal, all the wind was just taken out of their sails.
And it's such a 3-0 deficit is just so hard to come by. And, I mean, you go between any level, high school, college, or professionally, it's difficult to score 3 goals, and it's much more difficult to come back from being down 3 goals.
And Catherine McCauley runs in to the Chatard defender right there. Grace Adams will put the ball back into play here for Chatard as we have hit the halfway point of this second half. Chatard running out of time to at least salvage something here in the late going. Ball sailing out of play. So coming out of the ball game here will be McCauley. And actually that's Beasley turning in some good minutes right there. Of course, this isn't the only City Alliance game that we're going to be covering here on IndianaSRN. We have the boys game coming up after this, but also switching up sports, you'll have the volleyball City Alliance tournament coming up next week. Of course, it'll be yourself, Jarrett Lewis, on the call of that game here. Those games coming up here in just a week's time.
Yeah, Wes and I on Wednesday going to be at Heritage Christian for the 2 semifinals. Should be exciting stuff. If the teams and the talent that we see in soccer is anything like it is in volleyball, we are sure in for a treat. All of us here at IndianaSRN preparing for that City Alliance volleyball tournament.
You'll have those available to you next Wednesday right here on IndianaSRN. As Buells gets a foul, and that's going to be a Cathedral free kick here, just shy of midfield. And certainly the officiating has been a storyline here tonight. Of course, the officials doing all they can to call the best game that they can, but of course from our sideline reporter Keith Myers during halftime, Coach Ashton Balch wasn't very happy with some of the calls that were made in the first half.
Yeah, and it's tough to officiate soccer. There's a lot of up in the air type of situations, a lot of contact between players, and it's hard to decipher sometimes who exactly is at fault. But overall, I think the referees have done a nice job, and ultimately it's not really the referees haven't affected this game in any way to where it's going to affect the outcome.
And they're going to get another call here on Bishop Chatard. As you saw, Chloe Schmitz getting a little too close there with Mary Hughes. And so it's a free kick for Cathedral. Long kick from Klein. And Ruby Mason will be there to corral it as it was pushed really far downfield there by Catherine Klein. She booted that probably about 50 yards. And coming on the attack again is Cathedral. Karsten Ward crosses it inside. Looked like that was Amaya Usher, and she just had Mason step in front of her to break up the attack.
Yeah, Usher was just a half second late there on that pass. Nice look there from Cathedral, and again, staying aggressive offensively. They're not giving in with this 3-0 lead.
Buell's feeling the pressure from Hughes there, and it's broken out to Langfeld, brings it back up and loses the handle over to Grace Adams before Langfeld gets it back. Ellie Lewis pushes it forward, looking now for Emma Drury. Drury, another freshman, certainly taking advantage of some valuable varsity minutes here as Buell's bumps Drury, and it'll be a free kick for Cathedral. And still the City Alliance tournaments. You have soccer tonight, volleyball next week, but keep in mind it's also almost time for sectional soccer time. And you'll be able to have full coverage of the Garin Catholic sectional coming up next Wednesday right here on IndianaSRN. Bunch of teams going to have coverage right there for you. It'll be going Wednesday evening here on IndianaSRN as we get things going in the state tournament for the boys' side of the soccer tournament. And it should be a fun one, so catch all of that right here on the IndianaSRN family of networks coming up next Wednesday.
And then following those opening round games of the sectional championship that Saturday, October 9th. It's not this Saturday, but the next Saturday. Getting into crunch time for all these fall sports. Also, can't forget about football. Always got at least 4 or 5 games for you every week right here on IndianaSRN for the football.
We'll go ahead and send it down to Keith Myers.
I got 2 guys. I think these guys are Bob Euchre. They're all by themselves. They're all alone. What do you think of the ball game so far?
Lots of fun to watch. I don't have a dog in this fight. He does, so I'm calm, cool, and collected, and he's really stressed.
So, Dad, talk a little bit loud to me. Tell me how the pressure point is here.
It's very stressful right now. We want to beat Cathedral, of course, and the city championship game, it's very stressful, and we have a short amount of time to get 3 in. So,
why did you guys pick nobody by you? Is that nobody sitting by you? You like that? Oh, he screams and yells. That's why his wife told him to go find another seat. Back up to you. You know, that's what my wife would do. Go find another seat. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. Cathedral now working with just 13 minutes left to try and get a goal here, Jarrett.
Yeah, and even can hear it in the parents and the fans of Chittard. They know this is a game that they would love to win, not just because you're familiar with the Cathedral side, but it would be great for the school and the community to capture a City Alliance championship. And these girls have played hard, but now it's going to, for 13 minutes, it's going to be a very difficult deficit to try and overcome.
And this is certainly one of the rare occasions where you have Cathedral and Bishop Chittard playing kind of on equal playing fields, as they both play in Class 2A for girls soccer as they do for boys soccer. But Cathedral with a very successful football program, as does Bishop Chittard. Cathedral playing either 6A or 5A this year. Bishop Chittard playing down lower in Class 3A, 4A, depending on where they are in the success factor. So this is certainly one of the times where these two teams were able to actually play on equal terms right down to the wire.
Yeah, these two teams in 2A for soccer, and then for football, they've been so successful in these past years, having to move up, like you said, because of that success factor. And I believe Chittard has gone from 3A to 4A now. So Both those teams doing extremely well as they normally do.
So 12 minutes left to go here in this contest as we go down to Keith Myers.
You're talking about football. We got football for you this week. Lapel at Heritage Christian, Mount Vernon at Newcastle. Those are our TV games. And then our radio games, Covenant Christian at Clarksville, Traders Point at Edinburgh, and Frontier at Tri-County. And then Saturday, the Heartland Conference debut Saturday is a doozy. South Bend, St. Joe, and Bluffton. Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. Another attack from Chittard goes out the end line, as you saw Addison Duncan trying to apply some of the pressure there. $11 minutes left to go. As Phillips sends it long. Here comes the attack from Chittard as you see a couple more substitutions here. Morgan Collins is into the lineup, getting some reps as a freshman here for Chittard here late in this contest.
Probably an appropriate time to do such thing, bring in some players that maybe not normally get varsity time, give them as much reps and as many looks as they can. They'll be some players of the future for Coach Balch of Bishop Chittard and also for Coach Beringer of the Irish girls team.
Lily Grise sends it in, and it will be corralled by Phillips once again. As we hit the 10-minute mark here in just a few seconds. And so now Cathedral just in cruise control here to just try and play it safe and keep Chittard from mounting any sort of attack as we keep moving on. And Lewis will clear things out again. And so now a few more substitutions as Chloe Schmidt will check back into the ball game, and we will also see Mary Kate Ryan, a sophomore defensive player. Of course, Mary Kate Ryan seeing limited minutes off of the bench this season for Chittard, but we'll see some here in this City Alliance tournament final. Of course, the Cathedral Fighting Irish winning this tournament last year, looking for their second consecutive city championship among City Alliance affiliated teams. And you see a lot of talent among the City Alliance teams here. Of course, you had the number one in 1A, Heritage Christian, get beat pretty handedly by this Cathedral squad earlier in the tournament. Also, Cardinal Ritter falling to Bishop Chittard back on September 27th. And so just a lot of good teams that you see here throughout this tournament.
And we should really give a lot of credit to Cathedral for how they handled Heritage Christian. Heritage Christian is the top-ranked team in Class 1A, and they defeated them just 2 days ago 4-0. And so they were really riding the hot hand coming into this one.
As Phillips punches the ball out. Just indicative of how good Phillips has been all night long. She had that penalty kick save late in the first half to keep the goose egg on the board for Chittard. And she's also now has 5 saves off of 6 shots on goal tonight from Chittard.
Yeah, speaking of Phillips, speaking of having a hot hand, it's been Phillips. She's just made everything
Chittard
look easy.
Gets inside. And once again, Phillips is there to break up the attack, as you saw. Looked like that was Lily Grise getting a foot on that one, but just could not connect to at least get a goal on the board. Long kick over now to Anna Dixon, who sends it long. And bringing it back in stride. Gracie Jarrett just being disruptive right now. Dixon tries to feed it ahead to Grise, but it goes a little long, and it will run out of play, and a goal kick coming up here from Cathedral. Six and a half minutes left to go. And once again, as we've talked about several times here so far, Beech Grove taking on Cathedral in sectionals, as well as Washington taking on Bishop Chatard. Clearing it out there for Cathedral was Emma Drury. Lots of freshmen and sophomores now into the lineup for Cathedral, getting some extra minutes here, and you see Kiera Bradford, who has been quiet here this second half, back into the lineup as well. She had that goal back in the 15th minute of the first half. Here comes Lily Grise. Dixon keeps it along the sideline, and she'll let it roll out of play. A throw in here for Chatard. 5.5 minutes left to go. So if Cathedral holds off here, which it is likely they will, it'll be their 8th win in the month of September to go along with 3 draws. They have not lost since their season opener against number 1 3A Noblesville, as Kate Phillips takes the corner kick right there. And, you know, taking a look at that matchup right there, Jarrett Lewis, it's a matter of the fact that it's a pretty tough thing to do to just start right out of the gate on August 14th against an opponent like Noblesville, who's arguably not only one of the best teams in the state, arguably one of the best teams in the entire country right there.
Noblesville was able to top Gearin Catholic in the state championship 3-0 last season. And yeah, like you said, what a way to start the season if you're Cathedral. But ever since then, since that season opener, giving up 5 goals, Cathedral hasn't given up more than 1 goal in all of their games after that. All of their wins have been either giving up no goals or just 1 and coming out on top. So what a response after that season opener for Cathedral, and it's really shown just the progression that they've made this entire season, not only winning outright every game or tying since that season opening loss, but in the fashion that they've done it, and to have a nice exclamation point right here before you enter sectional play.
And so Lila Duzman is into the lineup now for Cathedral. Duzman, one of the players on this Cathedral squad that doesn't see a whole lot of playing time, but as a sophomore, certainly taking advantage of the opportunity here to get some minutes, as we also see Ellie Lewis check back into the ball game. She had that assist earlier on the opening goal for Cathedral, which was a heck of a cross on the other side to set up the goal there by Allie Beasley.
And the sideline for Cathedral was going crazy when Lila got to check in. When they realized that she was going to be able to go in and play these final 4 minutes, they were excited for her.
So Cathedral's schedule consisting of several opponents from both the Circle City Conference as well as the Hoosier Crossroads Conference, playing teams such as Noblesville, Fishers, Avon, Brownsburg, Zionsville, and Westfield. So making the run of the Hoosier Crossroads Conference this season was Cathedral. Lots of talented teams. And that just goes to show you how Cathedral really values their strength of schedule to really test their players, to set them up, even regardless of whether or not if they have a couple losses going into the sectional tournament. That's the beauty of an all-inclusive tournament, is that you can take risks like that in scheduling tougher opponents throughout the season.
Yeah, you can play those tougher programs, and just like we said with Cathedral, starting the season off with arguably the best team in the state in Noblesville, but just using that to your advantage and kind of having that as a kind of a test to what kind of team you're going to be like the rest of the season. So take that as a kind of an example. If you're Cathedral, say, hey, we dropped this game 5-0 to open the season. Now look how far we've come. Look at what we've been able to accomplish ever since then. And playing those tough teams, like you said, Kurt, can only help you. And it happens in every single sport, basketball included, where you're playing those teams that are bigger than you and better than you, and it's only going to make you a better program.
And Bishop Chatard poised to take their first loss of the season here tonight. They have certainly had their tough strength of schedule as well. Both of these teams tonight have played Guerin Catholic, who is currently the 3A number 13, and they had a 3-1 win against them back on September 4th, but they've also played 3A number 17 Mount Vernon. They also played number 1 Heritage Christian, who Cathedral beat to get to this final, and then also had a tough matchup against number 15 Hamilton Heights. But both of these teams have played Bishop Dwenger, who are the defending 2A state champions in that regard. And so, needless to say, Chatard, they have done the exact same thing that Cathedral has in getting their big strength of schedule up coming into this matchup here tonight.
And running the table 12-0-2 coming into this ball game. They have taken care of business everywhere they've gone, and they've done it in dominating fashion at that. There aren't very many close games when you look at this schedule. They only had 2 wins this season by a 1-goal difference. Every other win was by 2 goals or more. So that is just incredible and so impressive to look at for Bishop Chatard. They shouldn't let this loss deteriorate them and get them down heading into sectional play. They are still, without a doubt, one of the best teams in the state.
Again, the beauty of the all-inclusive postseason tournament here in the state of Indiana. You get a clean slate, as Chatard will try to pick things back up against Indianapolis, Washington, here on October 6th. So 10 seconds left in this ball game, and the Cathedral Fighting Irish are going to take home their second straight City Alliance Tournament Championship on the girls' side, and they knock off the top team in Class 2A. The Cathedral Fighting Irish, winners tonight 3-0 over the Bishop Chatard Trojans. And a well-deserved victory for Cathedral tonight, collecting their 9th win of the season. Mark Behringer's 76th in the last 9 years as the head of this program. Meanwhile, Chatard taking their first loss, undefeated no more here, as they will take that going into Indianapolis, Washington in a moment's time here. That'll be going on next week to start sectional play. And now you see a couple of the boys' teams taking the field here, and also taking the field is Keith Myers, who is with head coach Mark Behringer.
Congratulations, Coach. Job well done. Your girls came out the first half, just dominated the first half.
They did. The girls played really well. We've been playing well of late. And the city championship game against Chatard is always won with incredibly high intensity. And the girls knew that. Today, they came out and they performed with a level of intensity that we needed.
Back-to-back wins, Coach, in the City Alliance. What does that mean to your program?
Well, it's always big. The city tournament is always important to us. We focus on it throughout the course of the year to prepare for it. And so the girls, as you can see at the end of the match, are quite excited, as the coaching staff is as well.
Week off, then sectional, and it is a tough, brutal sectional run for you guys.
The state tournament is going to be incredibly difficult. In fact, my guess is we'll probably have to see this team, Chittard, again in the regional. If we can get through our sectional, we're probably going to see them again. So we'll have our work cut out for us.
Congratulations. When you look at this at home, you'll look good at home. Your wife will be very proud of you.
Thanks, I appreciate this.
Back up to you guys.
Thank you very much, Keith Myers. As they continue to celebrate here, we get ready for the boys' side of the things here in just a little bit. But first, let's take a look at some replays as we take a look at this early goal from Cathedral.
This is what got things going with just under 24 minutes left to go. It was Beasley with a nice cross-field pass from Lewis. Really got things going. Setting the tone early was Cathedral. We thought in the first 10 or 12 minutes of this one it could be a 0-0 game towards the end. But Cathedral showing off their offensive firepower there with that first goal.
And then this second goal here from Kiera Bradford.
Yeah, just kind of threading the needle. It went under Usher, and then Bradford was just right place, right time, deflecting off the goalkeeper as well. Really nice solid kick into the net. And from there on, it kind of just Cathedral taking the wind out of the sails of Bishop Chittard.
And Chittard certainly had their opportunities here. One of them was from Buell's.
Yeah, Buell's had a couple of tough looks that were stopped by Phillips, and just the best look that they got all night was that penalty kick, and Phillips read it the whole way, was tremendous in the net. Plenty of great saves to keep Cathedral on top.
And finally, the third goal here, or rather the other opportunity from Chittard, another big save. Kate Phillips had a heck of a night tonight.
And you could see on that shot, she's coming well out of the goal, coming up towards Buell's, not staying in and giving Buell's all that room to work with before making a decision. Again, yes, she was excellent.
Then this was the third goal of the night, second for Beasley.
And a great corner kick that set up Beasley, who was surrounded by almost the entire 11-man roster out there for Bishop Chittard, but still found a way. Excellent corner kick to really seal the deal.
And then one more here, as there was a big save from Kate Phillips, just putting icing on the cake of her big night tonight for against Bishop Chittard, this big attack from the Trojans. And then finally, nearly again, Kate Phillips just able to punch this one out here late in the game, as Cathedral would cruise to a 3-0 victory. Certainly a big win here tonight for Cathedral. Once again, they are the City Alliance Tournament champions here at Chittard. And Keith Myers, do you have something for us?
Don't go away anywhere. We're taking a little bit of intermission, and we'll come back with the boys' games. But I tell you what, these guys are big down here. I'm a small guy. I'm kind of scared right now.
Well, it'll certainly be some excellent matchups here tonight. Of course, one more between Arsenal Tech and Cathedral on the boys' side for the City Alliance Tournament Championship. You'll have that game available to you here in just a little bit right here on IndianaSRN. But we certainly thank you for joining us here on the girls' side, as the Cathedral Fighting Irish are the Girls City Alliance Tournament champions here on IndianaSRN. It is 3-0 victory for the Chittard Fighting Irish. This broadcast has been brought to you by IndianaSRN and copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. These pictures, the use of pictures, video, and audio without the express written consent of the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. And now another game coming up here, Jarrett Lewis, between the boys, Tech and Cathedral. Certainly going to be a good one here in just a little bit. We'll go ahead and take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be boys action right here on IndianaSRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, It's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. His land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a Deere. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Well, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
Hey, conductor, how about something new? You played this last year.
Come on, get your head out of your sacks.
Shh, we're trying to hear.
Well, I'm sick and tired of hearing your kid play the wrong notes. Where's my kid's solo?
At least you can see your kid. Why is my kid stuck way in the back?
The conductor only plays his favorite.
My kid heard that solo!
You saying I did?
Yeah!
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Game number 2 of tonight's City Alliance doubleheader here on the north side of Indianapolis. It is going to be a good one as Cathedral faces Arsenal Tech. Tonight's game brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Bertner Electric, your licensed and experienced electrician serving Central Indiana. IUPUI Sports Management, a lifetime of sports with a winning degree. Piper Logistics, 3 services, 1 solution. And by Reynolds Farm Equipment, your home farm equipment dealer. Nothing runs like a deer. Well, once again, alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. Thank you so much for joining us tonight here on IndianaSRN as we get set for the boys' side of things here in the City Alliance Tournament Championships, as the Cathedral Fighting Irish are going to be taking on the Titans of Arsenal Tech. Alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. Jarrett, another good matchup here tonight between two teams that are certainly taking some very good records into this matchup here tonight.
And they've been playing their best ball here late in this month of September. Cathedral and Arsenal Tech both extraordinary in the month of September, as were the girls teams. We were so impressed with just how well those two girls squads have done this month. And it was actually Bishop Chatard's first loss in September, and Cathedral now, I believe, they're 8-0-3 in that month of September. But yeah, on the boys' side of things, should be another exciting one. Cathedral girls being able to get the first leg of this doubleheader, and now the boys are looking for the clean sweep, although Arsenal Tech, very good, very solid soccer program. Should be an exciting nightcap to this City Alliance tournament.
Arsenal Tech looking for their first City Alliance championship. They got to this point last year, but they came up short to Cathedral, as we now send it down to Keith Myers, who was our third man of our broadcast team here this evening. And we'll get down to T. Keith here in just a little bit here on IndianaSRN. Just getting a few things sorted out here, but first we get things set to go here, and now we send it down to Keith Myers.
85 degrees for game number 1 with the temperature about over 100 degrees. It has cooled down. It is 70 degrees with a little bit of wind, and it is very comfortable here on this field. It's going to be a fast track. Watch for Tech to try to score very quickly into this and then maintain that. This is probably the best Tech high school team that we have seen played in the last 15 to 20 years, guys.
Thank you very much, Keith. Arsenal Tech under head coach Jaime Selamo 55, 17, and 6 in the last 5 years, Jarrett. That's certainly an impressive record.
How about this? The first loss of the season for Arsenal Tech was against Center Grove, and it was a 7-6 final way back August 21st. They went on an extraordinary run, a big long win streak. They lost not too long ago, last Saturday, to Harrison by a score of 4-2, but those are their only 2 losses on the year, and they have been phenomenal. Just like in the girls' side of things, both those teams were really dominant in their wins, as is Arsenal Tech. We're looking at some of these scores, defeating Providence 4-0, Phelan Leadership 9-0, over Shortridge 7-2, Logansport, they got a win 4-1, and their last victory, which came in this Circle City Alliance tournament, was just 2 days ago. They were able to defeat Heritage Christian by a score of 3-0. So they're getting the wins, and they're also doing it in dominating fashion.
They have come against just one ranked opponent all season long, though, has Arsenal Tech, and that was a game against Harrison of West Lafayette. That was a 17, they were number 17, was Harrison, and that was a 4-2 loss for Arsenal Tech. Though on the other side, Cathedral, they are coming into this matchup on a little bit of an up-and-down streak. They are 9-4-2 going into this contest. They have 2 wins in a row, though, both against Cardinal Ritter and Bishop Chatard boys coming into tonight, but they also went through a little bit of a meat grinder there through the middle part of September, where 3 teams, Hamilton Southeastern, Roncalli, and Carmel, Hamilton Southeastern and Carmel both ranked, and those were losses, while splitting the middle was a tie to Roncalli.
And they're riding a little bit of momentum, a little win streak, 2-game win streak. And it came in tournament games, able to defeat Cardinal Ritter 4-0 and then Bishop Chatard 3-0. So Cathedral, a little bit of the same as Arsenal Tech in their wins. They've come in dominating fashion, but it has been a slight bit of a rocky September for them. With 2 losses coming to Carmel and Hamilton Southeastern, like you mentioned, and Southport. They also dropped that game. But in the 9 games that Cathedral has played in the month of September, they've only given up 4 goals. So that is very impressive, something to definitely take into account. We saw great goalkeeping play by Katie Phillips of the Cathedral girls team, and now we will wait to see how the Cathedral boys do inside the net.
So the Cathedral Fighting Irish coming into this one also, last season was their second ever trip to the state finals, where they unfortunately came up short in that contest, but they are 0-2 all-time in boys soccer in the state finals, and that's something that's kind of hard to believe for a team like Cathedral with the athletic success that they have had in many different sports. One of the places where they are currently dry is a soccer state championship on the boys' side.
But they're riding a little bit of momentum, like we said, and we're getting a good look at the starting lineup for them right now. And hopefully, like you said, they can find themselves making a run in the state tournament, in the playoffs, and go deep into that tournament trying to capture a state championship victory. And how about this for Cathedral, they're starting a freshman in the net, Jet Wallmeyer. He's wearing that black jersey, number 99. Just a freshman stepping in a huge spot in the City Alliance Tournament Championship for the Irish.
Arsenal Tech and Cathedral met each other last year on this stage. It went to double overtime, which ended up being a 3-2 win for Cathedral. And meanwhile, Tech, they are coming off of a second-place finish this year in the NCC, the North Central Conference, this year after having won it 3 years prior to that. So Arsenal Tech has certainly built up a good program here under head coach Amy Salamo. They are 15-2 coming into tonight.
And Coach kind of hitting on just how good this Arsenal Tech team was, and there's a reason why they're in this City Alliance State Championship. Just the 2 losses this year, and able to defeat Heritage Christian back on Monday 3-0. He says this is the best team that he has seen soccer-wise for the boys for Arsenal Tech in the past 15 or 20 years.
So Jet Wallmeyer stepping into the goal tonight as a freshman, as you mentioned there, Jarrett Lewis. That's something that Arsenal Tech is definitely eyeing to try and get a lot of pressure on him, as he certainly has a little bit of inexperience with normal starter Jack Lefevre out with an injury as the junior goalkeeper.
And the same thing on the side for Arsenal Tech. They have 2 goalkeepers listed on their roster. One of them is Gustavo Retina, a freshman, and then a sophomore in Asher Young. So we'll see just who it is that they put back there in the goal as both teams now break the huddle, and we're getting closer to getting this thing started. Looks like it's going to be Gustavo Retina wearing that green jersey back for Arsenal Tech.
And so Gustavo Retina, the freshman goalkeeper, in the net for the Titans. So it'll be Tech to kick things off here for this Boys City Alliance tournament final. Game number 2 of tonight's doubleheader. Jarrett Lewis, we're ready for a good one.
We sure are. We got a good one in the first one. Cathedral putting the pedal to the metal, and hopefully the boys for Cathedral can make it a clean sweep tonight.
And things are now underway here at Bishop Chatard High School, as Tech still working to try and feel some things out here. They certainly bring a lot of youth and a lot of speed to the lineup, does Arsenal Tech. And Arsenal Tech has not had a losing season the last 5 years coming into this contest. And there's a good onside lead to Amro Abad. He tries to cross it inside, but breaking it up there is Luke Hearn along the end line.
Right off the bat, we're seeing the speed and the ball control of Arsenal Tech. They know just what to do with it. You can tell that these guys, or from our vantage point, it really looks like they know, what each other is thinking. They know how to work together. And right there, good passing between a couple players of them, and now they get an early corner kick.
And so to put it in play will be Ricardo Dominguez. He sends it in, cross, nothing there, as there was a scooter from Amosi Afengo, the senior, but it's just corralled out of play, and it looks like we'll have another corner, this time from the other side for Arsenal Tech.
I think this is a situation that Arsenal Tech really likes to have. They got a good guy sending it away, and Edwin Molina, this time just a simple little tap in.
And again, it is well played by Cathedral as they clear out the zone. So the long kick is going to be fielded there by Wilmer Giacome. And he kicks it long again to Abad, who tries to keep it in bounds, but it's kicked out of play, and it'll be a Cathedral throw-in. Again, Cathedral with 3 losses so far this month to Southport, Hamilton Southeastern, and Carmel. All of those tough opponents, 2 of them ranked. But Arsenal Tech has had a lot of the attack early going here in the first 3 minutes of this contest. Some battles, and now finally almost Cathedral getting their first real attempt at an attack, and looked like that was Josh Wessling who was tripped up there, and it's going to be a free kick for Cathedral.
Arsenal Tech looks for those opportunities on any pass. They're going to try and steal them away, be aggressive, just a little bit too much contact, and now Cathedral will, for the first time, have the ball deep on this side of the field.
Russell sends it long into the zone, and it goes out the end line. It'll be a goal kick coming up here for Arsenal Tech. And we mentioned Wessling right there. He is certainly going to be one of the players to watch tonight here for this Cathedral squad. 16 goals on the year in 13 games played. He's averaging a goal per game and has had at least 2 goals in the last 6 games this season.
He's no doubt been the go-to guy for Cathedral. The second place guy on this roster for Cathedral has 9 goals, so a 7-goal difference between Wessling and Christopher Kiki, who has 9.
And Wessling had to give up the ball right there as he was going to be called offside, so it will be Tech again with the goal kick on the other side of the field. So Arsenal Tech certainly taking advantage of the speed early on here to try and punch Cathedral in the mouth, so to speak.
Yeah, and Coach kind of mentioned it in the pregame how he thinks it could no doubt play in favor to Arsenal Tech if they start off fast and they try to strike first.
And there you see Christopher Kiki trying to apply some pressure on the other side of the field. And now you have a foul here on Arsenal Tech, giving a free kick again to the Irish. Alex Russell to take it here. Russell sends it in, trying to find the cross, and Tech has that well defended, and it goes out of play. Let's go down to Keith Myers.
The officiating is totally different than what game number 1 was, guys. Game number 1 let him play a little bit. Game number 2, the referee is telling him, get your hands down, quit pulling, don't punch, elbow. What? He's just communicating over and over again, and then he's going to call those fouls because he's warning them. So a tight officiating game than game number 1.
Kyler Johnson. Now inside here for Cathedral, Will Baker sends it in, tries to find Kiki, and instead they're going to get a foul and a free kick here for Arsenal Tech. To take the ball out now will be, it's going to be Wilmer Jacome. Will put it back in play. And the long kick, nothing doing there for Tech. And just a complete miss there by Brian Acosta. And a quick throw in here for Cathedral. Ayrton Graziano sends it long. Kiki has an opportunity and just sent a little long, trying to find Kenyon Neal on the cross, and Kiki just leading his teammate a little too much there.
Just a little too much. Neal was a step behind it. Neal's third on this team in goals. He has 6 this year, and just a sophomore for Cathedral, who almost, in the blink of an eye, out of that quick throw-in, like you said, Kurt, it went out of bounds, and Cathedral was looking to get that offense moving as quick as possible, try to catch Arsenal Tech sleeping a little bit, but just a little bit too much out in front of Neal.
Keith Myers now has Darren Thomas.
Guy that does the IPS. He's the IPS athletic director, and pretty good team for Tech to be in the state city finals.
Yeah, we're really excited for them. They've been playing well all year, have a great record. We only have a couple of losses this year, so we're excited to see what they can do here tonight.
Talk a little bit louder to me, Coach, because Jerry can't hear you very well. So he's getting old. Talk a little bit about the success factor the last couple of years with the Titans.
Yeah, so, we look at Tech. That's a school with a lot of diversity. They have a lot of kids from all over the world, really. And our coach Salamo over there, he does a great job of bringing them all together, getting them on the same page, getting them to buy in to his philosophies and his systems. And, they're a fast team. That's what they're predicated on. They're not necessarily the biggest team out there on the field, but they're quick. They move well, and they play together.
Last time I saw you didn't get much sleep because you had a baby. How are you doing with the baby? Is she keeping you awake?
Yeah, no, he's doing well. He's 8 months old, so right now he's not keeping me awake, but he's keeping my wife awake, I'm sure.
He's playing soccer and he's shooting goals, Jerry. That's all I got to tell you.
Yeah, he's little dribbling, little kicking. Yeah, he's doing everything.
And then they have to wipe off his little face after a drill, so that's good. Coach, thanks. Darren Thomas, back up to you guys.
Thank you so much, Keith Myers, as there's an opportunity lost by Cathedral as the goal is empty right there. They brought the goalkeeper and Ratana out of the goal and just sent a little wide there on the floater. It looked like on that one was Wessling who had a foot on that one.
And Kiki in the area as well. Not sure if he was the one that sent it away, but it was just wide of the net. So 2 quick chances here back-to-back for Cathedral, and we'll get another look at it as they pass up the field. And it was Kiki tracking it down, and you see the goalkeeper come in, Ratana, and just outside, almost an easy pitch in, but just outside from Kiki.
And Ratana really coming out there to try and break that up, and Kiki with the sure foot nearly had an opening goal there for Cathedral.
Well, these teams are moving fast, and Cathedral getting it up the field that quickly, and Kiki down the field is a really big body. Cathedral probably looks to utilize him a little bit on the corner kicks, try to get him some header chances, but also he's going to get out and run and try to start a fast break for the Irish.
And so Cathedral, after getting punched in the mouth with some pressure from Tech, has really been able to try and orchestrate some good attacks as of late. And even if you don't get a goal out of some of these attacks, it sure goes to show you to build your confidence a little bit, and at least knowing that you can do what you want to do. It's just a matter of getting it into the net.
Yeah, continue to apply the pressure. Make it difficult for the goalkeeper to figure out what you're doing. And maybe if you continue to have those looks and get these shots, you may have the defense making a mistake, and that could very well be the difference in a game like this one. One goal, just like in any game, in any soccer game, could very well be the difference.
Corner kick now for Cathedral. Sending it in. Kiki trying to find it. Instead, it's going to be Kurosawa who gets a foot on it, and it goes right into the hands of the freshman goalkeeper of Gustavo Ratana. And a quick stoppage of play. Looks like Amro Abad got his hand on it as he got tripped up there. And it'll be a free kick for Cathedral, and they send it long. And once again, here comes Wessling, and it just goes a little bit long and out of play.
Those chances are going to be there for Cathedral, and Wessling really showing off the wheels that time, unable to track that one down before it was kicked out of bounds by Arsenal Tech. But still, Cathedral is going to look for that just the rest of the game, trying to get those guys out in space and try to hit them in stride.
The throw in for Cathedral, and Kiki heads it up, trying to find Baker, and the shot goes in, and it's just impeded on there by Brian Acosta of Tech. So Cathedral's certainly not wasting any time in getting as many opportunities as they can here.
Yeah, kind of having Tech on with their backs against the wall here. This possession, controlling the ball a lot of the time, and now another corner kick upcoming for Cathedral.
And Wessling will put it in play. Sending it in, and it's deflected out of there by Ratana and cleared out by Tech.
Great defense there from Ratana, using any part of his body that he can to deflect that shot. There's another great corner kick from Cathedral. That time it was Wessling.
And so now if you're Tech, I mean, you had that early spurt, but ever since, Cathedral has really dominated time of possession. It's time to get something organized here.
And now we're going to see the speed of Arsenal Tech. We haven't seen the ball on this side of the field for quite some time.
Bringing it in there was Casquile. And instead, he gets impeded on there, and it will go out of play. And a goal kick here for Cathedral. Uredi Casquile, one of the seniors on this squad, a midfielder, has had an excellent season so far. Tech keeping it on this side of the field briefly. And into the feet of Edwin Molina. Molina trying to find Donovan Morales, but instead it just gets impeded on there. And now Arsenal Tech still holding on to the ball here, with time still ticking away as we approach the 27-minute mark.
Good job, Trey.
Ooh, and a long ball is going to sail out of play just off of Acosta as he couldn't field the ball there. And so a free play here for Cathedral in plus territory.
So close. Love the effort from Acosta, almost able to keep that one in bounds.
And Cathedral able to advance the ball down the field there, with Jacome kicking it out of play, getting pressure from Kiki. Will Baker to get the throw in. Baker finds Kiki, and it's cleared out by Pierre Casquile. Still coming away with it is Graziano. He sends it in, and Kiki is looking a little A little gimpy out there right now as he's holding his right leg, but he's continuing play.
Yeah, not quite his foot, just around the shin area. He was grabbing at it.
And the kick sent long, trying to find Abad. And out to come out to get the ball there, Jet Wallmeyer. Again, the freshman goalkeeper here for Cathedral, being asked to step up here and turn in some big minutes in this City Alliance Tournament Championship. And Jet, once again, sure-handed. So 25 minutes left to go here. And once again, a long ball from Cathedral. And still, Tech has been playing very well in the midfield here. It's just a matter of getting past that final rung of the defense of Cathedral.
Yeah, both of these defenses are super quick. Cathedral has had a couple of decent looks on the offensive end at shots. But Arsenal Tech standing strong. They have some quick feet, quick legs, have been able to distract and deflect any sort of passing and offense from Cathedral, and the Irish have done a little bit of the same.
And the free kick will sail out of play. The goal kick coming from Cathedral. But it's interfered with there by Morales. And Casquile will bring it back up. Emro Abad kicks it there off of Kiki, trying to send it in. And it will go long out of play on the other side of the field.
Yeah, Kiki just took it. He wasn't not distracted or not affected by that kick right into his chest at all.
Let's send it down to Keith Myers.
You know, both coaches are very happy the way this play is, the aggressive play. They just don't want to make a mistake. You could just tell that they're just telling them to be patient. Just don't push yourself. Don't make that crucial mistake, because this could be a one-goal game. Pretty good first half.
Under 24 minutes to play. And Abad just loses the handle long into the corner. And clearing it out there was Will Baker. And now trying to find Kiki in stride. And a smart play from Santiago Rodriguez Torres to put it out of play.
And look how quick Cathedral got it back in, although they missed on the throw-in. But just the speed has been so impressive, how these players are maneuvering up and down the field.
Donovan Morales leaves it off now to Abad. Abad sends it in, and nobody is there to take the feed, and it rolls into the hands of Wallmeyer.
A great initial move by Abad, and he had a player to the top of his screen. If he continues to run with it, he might have a chance at a shot on goal.
And that's literally, like, for anybody who's a novice of soccer, someone really needs to understand is you can have all the talent in the world with soccer, but a lot of this is literally being in the right place at the right time.
And getting lucky a couple times, too. Having that deflection go your way. And just the slightest bit of something like that can give you the advantage and ultimately be the thing that gets you the win.
Christopher Kiki has defenders all over him, and that just seems to be the thing that Arsenal Tech's really running with here over the last 10 minutes or so. They are literally double-teaming Christopher Kiki, knowing how deadly he is.
He sure is. Just such a big stature, a big body to deal with, and a lot of speed. Every single one of these players on the field has those quick legs.
Come on, Neil!
Christopher Kiki, 9 goals in 12 games played this season. He has 16 career goals in 26 games he played. He's a senior, so has only been able to play 2 full seasons for Cathedral in his career, as you see Donovan Morales, who's shaken up, walk off the field here under his own power for Arsenal Tech. Keith Myers
look like they're going to be looking at the shin. He took off some tape, and the trainer, or the AT, is working on him right now. Get back with you guys and see what little bit of blood on the knee there. We'll get right back with you.
Let's go!
Thank you very much, Keith. Of course, if you have any kind of blood on your uniform or if you're bleeding, you have to come out of the ball game until that gets taken care of.
That was Lacana Morales for Tech, who for the moment is going to be on the bench, but I'm sure he's going to want to very soon get back into this ball game.
So a temporary substitution here will now see Osias Grimeo come into the ball game for Arsenal Tech. Grimeo, a senior forward for the squad. So after the stoppage in play, it'll be a throw-in for Cathedral. Long ball, and Grimeo is onside, but it has to be cleared out there by Waltmeyer. Nevertheless, long shot coming in from the midfield as Edwin Molina thought he had a feed on that one, and it goes wide. And now we have a foul coming up on Tech. It'll be a free kick here for Cathedral. Keith Myers, you have an update.
Well, alcohol, a little bit of bandage, and he's ready to go back in. The most valuable player so far, the AT.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Keith Myers. Donovan Morales is set to check back into the ball game at the next dead ball.
You're the best.
As Grimeo continuing to play in here in the lineup on the front line here for Tech. And that ball will sail out of play, allowing for the next substitution here, as we'll see Donovan Morales check back into the ball game after temporarily having to sit out, take care of some bleeding on his knee, and he is ready to go. And they go right to him at the beginning, and cleared out by Graziano briefly over to Kiki. Kurosawa. And that's cleared out. So, kind of a game of spurts here tonight here, Jarrett Lewis, is the fact that you saw Tech right out of the gate try to get things moving. Cathedral had a good opportunity there with some time of possession, and now Arsenal Tech is really ramping up the pressure.
Yeah, Cathedral had a couple of corner kicks, and for the amount of time that they had the ball, it was really deep on that side of the field, this left side here. But Tech has been able to respond. We've seen just such quick play, great passing. Cathedral had a little bit of something going there, but Tech wisely being able to kick things out of bounds and halt any sort of pass up the field for Cathedral. And the Irish have been the better passing team here so far.
Russell sends it in off the free kick. Header from Kiki goes a little wide.
Great ball sent in for Cathedral. That was Luke Hearn who sent it away and gave an opportunity to his players.
Still not watching.
And so staying on this side of the field here, it'll be trying to figure things out. Looks like we have another free kick coming, and it'll be a corner kick here for Cathedral.
Corner kick, Irish.
Corner coming in, and Kiki unable to get up with that one. And it goes out of play, and it's Arsenal Tech ball.
Nice stand by Arsenal Tech there with Cathedral having a couple of kicks come in towards the goal.
Free kick.
Crucial 17 minutes upcoming. We're waiting to see who's going to make that first mistake, because so far both teams are playing fast, and you don't want to play too fast. You don't want to lose your feet from underneath you. But so far, clean soccer, neither team making a crucial mistake here so far.
It has been a stalemate at goose eggs apiece thus far since opening kickoff. And now if you're either Arsenal Tech or Cathedral here, I mean, you don't want to get too stuck in a stalemate because, as you mentioned, it starts getting you a little fatigued, and that just makes it all the more harder to score later on in the ball game.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know how many substitutions each team is going to make and what kind of rotations they're going to have, but we're seeing the usual 11 out there for both sides. And playing this fast, we'll see just how well these two teams can keep up that speed as the rest of the game goes on.
Inbound, trying to find Kiki. And again, cleared out by Tech. Arsenal Tech has been all over Christopher Kiki here in the early going.
Yeah, he hasn't had very many touches here of late. They're trying to make it as difficult as they can. Coach Salamo of Tech has a good game plan to try and take care of the Irish's leading goal scorer.
And content to let that one roll into the feet of Ratana. Approaching the 15-minute mark, still nothing on the scoreboard. 0-0 in this contest. And again, just to remind everybody, this is a tournament championship game, which means we do go to extra time and penalty kicks if need be, if the stalemate cannot be broken after another half of play. These two teams went to double overtime last year in a 3-2 affair, with Cathedral coming out on top. Let's go down to Keith Myers.
Kurt, you were talking about how many people or how many teams deep. Tech has 4 deep. They can play up to 4 or 5 players. From there, it's a little young. For Cathedral, he can go 4 or 5 deep, maybe even as far as 6. So both teams are solid, and you're right, double overtime win. And if we do go in overtime, it's 2 5-minutes and then penalty kicks.
That will certainly add to the flavor if we get to that point.
Nice work, boys.
Kiki trying to advance it. And one player in particular that has just been all over Kiki all night long is the sophomore and Wilmer Jacome.
Jacome sticking to Kiki like glue. The sophomore, a big task, and Coach Salamo appears to have a lot of confidence in the young player, and he's doing a heck of a job so far.
Brian Acosta sends it along the sideline, and it goes out of play for a free throw-in for Cathedral. And here's an opportunity. Kurosawa has Kiki, bounces off, and then right in there on the defense is Jacome.
Oh, what a pass by Kurosawa. I wasn't sure how he's going to get it up there to Kiki, but even better recognition by Jacome to send that one the other way.
And Ayrton Graziano trying to be disruptive there in the middle of the field, and they're going to get a free kick here for Cathedral. As you saw Graziano get a little rough right in the middle there.
Good job, ref!
So it looked like they got too high of contact there from Tech there as the leg came up over the shoulders. That's something that they'll call every time. As Graziano sends it long, opportunity for Cathedral. It's punched by Ratana and then cleared out of play briefly by Tech. But now Kiki heads it inside, saved by the freshman goalkeeper in Ratana. What a play there by the youngster.
Brilliant two-handed save by Ratana, and after the first clear, Cathedral still with the pedal to the metal on trying to get another look at it. Here's the first initial save, and what a clear by Casquile. Getting that nice bicycle kick in. Cathedral saves it, sends it back up, and you see the save made by Ratano here after the header from Kiki.
Corner goes in and cleared out. And we'll have a goal kick and a free kick here for Arsenal Tech off of the corner. So once again, Cathedral finding a little bit of rhythm on offense. And as we said, it just seems to be about 5 to 10 minute spurts here that we've seen both teams really getting some organization on offense and then kind of backing off.
Yeah, but Tech has just been able to respond. Their athleticism and reaction to passes and to shots. It has been Cathedral, though, doing most of the ball control.
Leading Morales there a little too strongly there as Luke Hearn is able to come away with it. And coming with a full head of steam is Josh Wessling. He has some help. Finds Kiki, goes behind him. He has to try and cross it back in. But double team there is Kiki, and he loses the handle. But right back at it comes Liam Fay. And that ball will sail into the hands of Wallmeyer.
All right, Arsenal Tech is just playing with fire just a little bit. Cathedral it seems to be closer and closer every possession after. And so close there. Good on-ball defense applied to Kiki. They brought the double team over and was able to strip that ball away from him.
Kurosawa runs headlong there into Morales. And it'll be a free kick and throw in for Cathedral. So it'll be a free kick here along the sideline.
Free kick, Irish.
As we approach the 10-minute mark. Wessling sends it long in, and it goes right into the hands of Ratana. So that'll go down as a shot on goal from Cathedral, and a save by Ratana.
Goalkeeping has been excellent. Ratana doing his job. If you compare the two, Wallmeyer for Cathedral, a lot taller, lengthier in the goal. Ratana, some speed, some athleticism, much smaller body, but both those guys doing equally as good a job here so far.
Checking into the ball game now will be Andrew Berry, the senior for Cathedral. He is a defenseman, but also has 2 assists in 8 games played, and it looks like they're going to put him on the front line here. So you'll probably see some offensive play here from Andrew Berry in the early going. And now another whistle, and now we keep going, as it'll be another free kick for Arsenal Tech.
Foul on the Irish. Free kick, Titans.
So here's Jacome to put it back in. He sends it across field as Abad tries to find somebody inside, and nothing doing there. Goes out of play, and it is Cathedral throw-in. Kiki now has a feed on it, leaves it for Ayrton. And Ayrton Graziano loses the handle, and it gets kicked out of play. And a throw-in for Cathedral. So trying to get Luke Hearn in the right spot for the throw-in. Under 8 minutes to play in just a few seconds. And that immediately goes out of play off of Kurosawa. Rodrigo Torres in the middle. Tries to slip it past Kiki. And into the feet of Morales. And over to Acosta. Acosta sends it in. Has a feed on his teammate. And nothing doing there. It goes into the hands of the goalkeeper in Wallmeyer.
Casquile running the floor, running the field for Arsenal Tech. Decent pass from Tech as well.
Wide open on the other side is Baker. Has a feed, shot, saved by the freshman Kiki with the rebound. Score! Christopher Kiki, now at the 10-goal mark on the year, puts the Irish up 1-0 with just over 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
33rd minute, it's Cathedral 1, Arsenal Tech 0.
That's how it's going to happen sometimes when you just get a little lucky and you have that deflection. Great initial save made in the goal by Ratana, and we'll get another look at it, but it was the rebound. Kiki coming in to clean things up.
And what a play by Kiki with a little bit of an assist there from Josh Wessling. Give that goal to Kiki, though. That's his 10th of the season.
Kick with purpose, boys.
And if Kiki's not there, sure enough, Wessling, one of the two, they're both in the area. One of them's going to get credit for it, but good for both of those guys for Cathedral being there to clean things up.
Now if you're Arsenal Tech, you try to respond and get an equalizer here, obviously, as we take inside of 7 minutes. But needless to say, Jarrett, having that first goal under your belt, if you're Cathedral, certainly gives you a little bit of a sigh of relief as you go through the rest of this match.
Yeah, you kind of feel like you're playing the game with, as a coach especially, with a monkey on your back, with a lot of weight on your shoulders. And so now if you're Cathedral, you can breathe just a little bit more right now.
The back line of Cathedral impenetrable right now as they'll stop the clock, and it looks like they're going to get a red card or yellow card here for a little bit of a shove, and it is indeed a yellow card going to be issued to Edwin Molina.
The Cathedral bench, some of the Cathedral fans looking for that call. Referee steps in to make the yellow card.
Number 10, Edwin Molina.
And so Edwin Molina, according to the officials, getting a little too handsy there with the Carmel defender, and so he'll have to sit out for a little while. Meanwhile, Kevlin Mariquin will check into the ball game. Keith Myers.
The yellow card means he has to sit. I don't know how much time, but he just got to sit to cool off, then come back in. He's not eliminated, so that's a good thing. So, and he's talking to the coach. He goes, "Not my fault. He just knocked me down." So I don't know. All I know is he's going to be sitting a little bit longer here.
So off the yellow card, it will be a free kick for Cathedral as Wessling sends that most of the length of the field. It's headed up in the air. Baker trying to make a play on it. And it will be a Cathedral throw-in. And cleared with the reverse kick there by Steven Pavone.
Dangerous!
And trying to regroup here is Cathedral, but not letting that happen is Amro Abad. And we're going to get a free kick right here for Tech. And it looks like Abad trying to appeal for something a little bit more strenuous right there from the official, but not getting any of it there. Nevertheless, it's a free kick for Tech.
That's exactly right. Nevertheless, you still have possession. A little bit too much contact. We'll start to see the chippiness pick up, I'm guessing, as this game continues to wind down. And then we'll enter the second half, and it'll be even bigger crunch time, especially for Tech if they're still down this one goal.
And immediately right back into it will be Edwin Molina after he had to sit just for a little bit after the yellow card.
I'm starting to now recognize a theme with the hair color for Tech. Looks like they got this silver top on the hair as a theme between all the players.
And this has certainly been a fun team to watch so far in Arsenal Tech. They seem to play quick and in spurts. Now they just have to try and get a good offensive set here, and they've certainly had the opportunity. And trying to thread the needle there was Abad, and handled by the Cathedral defense. And we are going to get a free kick the other way.
Titans whistle for the foul. Free kick, Irish.
And you're certainly right, though, Jared. You start to see the chippiness kind of pick up a little bit at this point in the game, with Tech showing a little frustration with not being able to get any real consistent offense out of it so far.
There's still a whole half left to play, of course, so you don't want to be too chippy, right? But you more than anything, you want to play smart, and you want to play the type of soccer that you've been playing all year if you're Arsenal Tech. You're playing fast and quick on your feet and making quick decisions.
And now it looks like we may get a yellow card the other way on Cathedral. So the yellow card going to be presented to Ayrton Graziano. And Keith Myers, have you?
Well, both teams have number 10. Both teams have a yellow card. Official said he just jucked him down. Not going to be allowed in his game. So now here comes Tech opportunity to get a goal at 3:35.
And to get the free kick here will be Amro Abad. He has been a prolific offensive player this season, and in this game he has a wall of Cathedral players to deal with right now.
A great spot for a free kick if you're Arsenal Tech. We'll start to get everybody situated in the right spot here.
Abad off of the head there from Andrew Berry, doing exactly what you want to do if you're a wall player for Cathedral, and that negates a big opportunity there for Tech.
Tech lucky, though, they'll still have possession, and they'll have a corner kick upcoming here.
Nothing doing yet. Sending it in, and that just goes off of the side of the post and will be a goal kick for Cathedral. And that's something right there that you can easily avoid if you're Arsenal Tech. Especially at this juncture of the half, you want to try and take advantage of any opportunity that you can.
Yeah, you have a clean kick. Here's the first one. We'll see the deflection, and yeah, just jumping up right off of his head. Looked like it was...
That was Andrew
Berry. It was, number 8.
The senior defensive specialist doing what he does best right there.
But then you have that second kick from the corner, and that's kind of an unforced error made by Tech, and whoever's kicking that one away from that corner, give your players a chance, give your teammates a chance to get something going around the front of the net.
And now we'll see Kaylor Johnson check into the ball game. He did not start the game this evening, but he has 4 goals to go along with 2 assists and 10 total points. He's only played in 8 games this year. Onside, coming the other way was Donovan Morales, and couldn't quite get the ball in stride.
Great save there from Cathedral. That was Joel Alex Russell.
Trying to find somebody long was Wessling, but Kurosawa was not there to try and field the opportunity. And right now, Cathedral does not have Christopher Kiki on the field at the moment. Kiki getting some much-deserved rest. And that is one big difference that a lot of people may not realize from the international game and IHSAA soccer, is that coaches can sub in players at will. Usually in the international game, once a player checks out of the ball game, they cannot come back in to the game. Morales on the cross, and good hands by Jet Wallmeyer.
That very well may have been the last look that Arsenal Tech will have in this first half, as long as Cathedral plays it smart for the final 35 seconds. Wallmeyer just too tall of a man to go over.
Again, Wallmeyer, the freshman goalkeeper, playing in the stead of Jack Lefevre, who is out with an injury tonight. He's played 501 minutes, only 9 goals allowed all season by him.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3.
So going now into halftime, it'll be Cathedral with a good cushion that they can work with going into half number 2. It is a 1-0 lead for the Fighting Irish. So far, The men's Fighting Irish team is looking good to at least try and replicate the results that the women had just a few hours ago. We'll go ahead and send it to halftime. You're watching IHSAA Soccer here on IndianaSRN.
The innocence of youth. Is there anything any better? But soon they'll be in high school and facing all the same challenges you faced. How to make friends, how to fit in, how to be cool. We want our children to have everything they'll need to live fulfilling and productive lives. Make sure the kids in your family are among the more than 160,000 participants here in Indiana who take part in high school sports.
Never miss a big game by downloading the IHSAA TV app for free on any device. For your iPhone or Apple TV, check the App Store. On your Android or Android TV device, load up the Google Play Store. Have a Roku or Amazon Fire Stick? We have the app for you. Check us out on Facebook Live, Twitter, or YouTube Live by searching for IHSAA TV. Or as always, click to IHSAATV.org for quick and easy access to your favorite IHSAA live and archived events.
What rhymes with great?
Participate.
Where does greatness start? Here, in the classroom. On the diamond.
In the pool. On the field.
Where will your greatness take you?
To better grades.
To more friends.
Yeah! Be great.
Participate!
High school volleyball for you tomorrow night on IndianaSRN. As of course we have LaPel and Heritage Christian at the last game of the season before their sectional play, the city tournament. The city tournament for volleyball is next week, Wednesday, the semifinals, right here on IndianaSRN, and then the championship game on Thursday. On Friday, a load of games for you. LaPel at Heritage Christian, and Covenant Christian is at Clarksville, Frontier at West Newton. And a lot more games for you. Check out our website on IndianaSRN. And don't forget college football on Saturday. Mount St. Joe takes on Bluffton. 1:15 pregame, 1:30 kickoff. All right here on IndianaSRN. If you'd like to be involved with IndianaSRN, all you got to do is contact us. Coach at IndianaSRN.org. We'll be back right after this. You're watching soccer on IndianaSRN.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
From where warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Burtner Electric Incorporated has been proudly serving our residential and commercial customers with quality electrical repair for over 33 years. We are fully licensed and insured in electrical wiring and electrician service packages. You'll receive a competitive assessment whether you're a homeowner or a business owner, first-time or long-time customer. We offer free estimates for any new project. Call our licensed and experienced electricians today.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Getting set for second half action here at Bishop Chatard High School as the Cathedral Fighting Irish taking on the Arsenal Tech Titans in the City Alliance Boys Championship game. Alongside Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling. Jarrett, your thoughts here to get before we get into the second half?
Well, I reckon we're going to see much more aggressive play from Arsenal Tech. They're going to be applying that on-ball defense a little bit tighter. They've been doing a nice job of keeping guys like Kiki and Wessling in check up until they scored that first goal. They were trailing in and just had a nice, easy chip in. But Arsenal Tech, I think the aggressiveness is going to pick up, and they're just going to look to control the ball as much as they can on their side of the field, prevent Cathedral from taking off a lot of time off that clock.
Keith Myers has a report from the sidelines. And we'll get back to Keith here in just a little bit as we have a few things to iron out there. We'll get back to him in just a little bit. And now Keith Myers.
Jarrett must be psychic because he took all my stuff. Good job, Jarrett. Exactly what Coach said. Got to be more aggressive and watch them be spreading the floor, the field a little bit, Kurt. You know what I mean? They're just going to put a lot more pressure on the goalkeeper.
Thank you very much, Keith Myers. Of course, the goaltenders, Gustavo Ratana and Jet Wallmeyer, respectively, for each of these teams. And even though Cathedral was able to get at least that big goal, that was up close and personal from Kiki. Gustavo Ratana has actually had a very good game thus far. But right out of the gate, here comes Cathedral, shot over the crossbar. So Cathedral literally wasting zero time getting right back out here in this second half.
It looks like that was Joel Alex Russell who, right from the get-go, took things by himself, taking it from the midfield line, from the 50-yard line, and taking it all the way for that deep shot.
And now Tech trying to respond right here with Casquile, sending it, threading it inside, but just cannot quite get it over to Morales.
Another thing for Tech, I think, in this second half is they've made a lot of long passes trying to place it perfectly down the field. They may have some guys running down the field, and you're just trying to throw a dot and get it to where only they can make a play on that pass and trying to get a shot off. I think we'll try to see them take a little bit more of those similar passes in this half and just trying to get lucky once and have that pass be in perfect position for a strike.
And Christopher Kiki back into the lineup for Cathedral after sitting out for a majority of the last 10 minutes or so of that first half. You know, they pretty much took him out of the game after he scored that goal. Probably a little bit of design, a little bit of strategy right there, and that's something that you see in the high school game, is that you can have a little bit of strategy in how you sub in and sub out players as opposed to the international game.
And you like that you can have a couple of guys that you can bring in off the bench to come in for Kiki and put in some quality minutes and prevent Arsenal Tech from doing anything offensively. And now you'll have Kiki out there for a fresh 40 minutes. I don't know if he'll come out in the second half. I'm sure Coach would like to keep him in, Coach Russell.
And a lot of people may not understand either that the soccer pitch is a very large field. In fact, it is just a little bit shorter than a regulation football field, but a little bit wider than a regulation football field for American football. And so when you're seeing these players running all over the field, literally, and studies have been done about this, you see players probably putting in almost 2, maybe even 3 miles worth of running in a soccer match that lasts about 80 to 90 minutes.
And as this game starts to move on, you'll see the camera move around. You'll see the yellow lines just outside of the American football sideline. So it is just a little bit wider with those yellow lines being the boundaries.
Tech has been ramping up the pressure here over the last couple of minutes or so. As you see Morales cross it inside. But right there on the defensive play is Hearn, and he sends it well out. And to keep things moving will be Christopher Hernandez. Hernandez off of the feed from Morales. Loses his footing, and you're going to get a free kick here from Cathedral. And Cathedral has to be awfully careful about this because that was awfully close to the penalty area. And if that had occurred in the penalty area, you're looking at a possible PK.
See the ref stop the ball right there on the 15-yard line. Kenyon Neal, just a little bit too much contact, and ended up being Morales who hits the floor, and he'll have this kick. Just like in the first half, Arsenal Tech had a free kick like this late in the first half.
Morales goes right at Wallmeyer.
Same result.
Have to move.
Yeah, same result, just same good defense, solid defense from Cathedral.
Still, Arsenal Tech has really been able to keep things together here over the last first 4 minutes or so after getting punched in the mouth by that big attack from Cathedral. And now you really see Tech just really trying to keep the pressure on and kind of wear down the defense.
We've been playing 4 minutes now. And Arsenal Tech, I'm guessing over 3 of those minutes they've had the ball, and they've had a couple of shots and a couple of possessions where they're well inside the 20 and the 15-yard line.
Bringing it back out is Santiago Rodriguez-Torres. And now bringing it up is Hernandez Pavon. Cleared out by Cathedral.
We got it.
And that just stays in play off of Hernandez.
Good job,
And
Alex.
good defensive play there by Alex Russell. And that could have been bad had Morales just had 1 or maybe 2 more steps there.
Quite the kick from Rodriguez right at the midfield stripe to save it, and tracking it down and able to kick things out of bounds for Cathedral was Russell.
So a throw in from the corner.
No, get up.
And now here we go as just a little bit more chippiness.
And it was Molina who got that yellow card back in the first half, and he's pleading to the referees that there should have been something called against Cathedral there, but he's telling the players to stay up and keep playing.
Hernandez looks it on now to Casquile. Casquile going up the middle, tries to split the defenders, and it just goes long and another whistle. And the official's going to have a few words here with the players as we'll have another free kick.
Early chippiness in this second half. And getting the kickoff quickly as Tech.
Ball don't lie.
And there it goes out of play again. In the corner, Kiki sends it high into the air. It's going to be headed up and now taken by Abad. And Abad has had many good looks tonight, just has not been able to convert anything.
That's at the 40. AR, that's at the 40. Thank you. He's not even watching. Keep talking.
Casquile now trying to work things in at around midfield. And we have another free kick coming for Tech. Hernandez Pavon will opt to just set up the offense here as opposed to sending it long inside. Pavon right up the middle. It goes out of there by Cathedral.
The best possession, Kurt, is the best possession we've seen passing the ball between players for Arsenal Tech, and still just a whole lot of traffic in the middle of that field from Cathedral. Hard to do anything if you're Arsenal Tech.
Hernandez Pavon sends it back in, and just kind of exchanging some out-of-bounds plays here from Arsenal Tech, as once again we see Osias Grameo check back into the ball game. And as you remember, Grameo was into the ball game earlier this evening for Donovan Morales when he had to check out because he had some bleeding on his leg. And he'll be coming in relief from Amro Abad. Shot from around 20 yards out goes a little bit wide of the net.
Jack goes wide left. Goal kick, Cathedral.
So Cathedral will have the goal kick here to bring it back out. And now if you're Cathedral also, you know, you're about 9 minutes in and you see Jet Wallmeyer kind of taking their time a little bit setting this up. You can probably try and milk the clock a little bit even though you have that 1-0 lead.
Yeah, it's a lot of time to try and milk, but every second counts. And, yeah, like you said, we know Cathedral.
And here's
Kiki.
Kiki.
Do just that.
He is onside, has some help. Kiki has some shots. Nothing there as he was interfered with by the defense of Arsenal Tech. And a big play there by Ratana to get the save.
I think it was Rodriguez who tracking down Kiki, who had a lot of room in front of him. It is Rodriguez.
And that just goes to show you the speed right there of Tech, as Kiki had a step on Rodriguez, and then he's able to close things back in and make things that much harder.
Rodriguez prevents Kiki from getting off a good look. Looks like he had one of his legs sliding in and affecting that shot. And then Ratano doing his part as the goalkeeper rising in and snagging that ball out of the air.
Let's send it down to Keith Myers.
One of the things the Tech coaches have said to their players is make precise passes, but Tech's heads are down a little bit. They're a little bit distraught right here. They thought they would be either tied or a little bit closer. If the way Cathedral is playing, this 1-0 game could be enough goals. Yep, it could be enough goals to win this thing, but Tech is a little down. You can see that their heads are down a little bit. So we'll see with 29 minutes to play if they got second win here.
So just under a half hour left to play in this match. Again, this is the Boys City Alliance Championship. And these two teams met each other a year ago in this very championship game where Cathedral came out on top. And just earlier tonight, the Cathedral girls were able to defeat Bishop Chittard here on their home turf to win the City Alliance Championship. And that was an excellent ball game, to say the least, as that pitted the top two teams in the state in Class 2A against each other for the city title.
And Cathedral, both teams trying to pitch the shutout, trying to make it a 4-0 into this one between the two ball games. But Arsenal Tech, we've seen some sides of them. They can make it close, and they're going to make it interesting the best they can. They have 28.5 to do so.
And trying to cross it in there was Hernandez Pavon. And he just mishandles it there. Now the cross inside, and a nice grab, one-handed out of the air by Jet Wallmeyer.
Wallmeyer, who switched up the jersey game. He was wearing the all-black in the first half and now has the light blue and white stripes.
And that was Donovan Morales, who had a feed on that cross inside. As you take a look at the replay here, Morales is in there, but that one-handed grab out of the air by Wallmeyer.
And also backside defense from Cathedral, and looks like it was Trey Hayward who was going to be there with Morales every step of the way.
So a throw in on the other side of the field for Cathedral, and a header goes up in and nearly in. But Ratana keeps his wits about him and grabs that one out of the air to prevent another goal. 27.5 minutes remaining in this contest. And Wessling, that's Kurosawa, has a feed, gets in, shot over the crossbar. You don't get any shot. You don't get a whole lot of opportunities like that.
And he had Kiki. He had Kiki running with him. I think if that's a pass and it's a shot directly off of that pass from Kiki, I think that's a goal for Cathedral, and they're up 2-0.
And being up 2-0 would certainly be a good spot to be in at this point in the contest. And a late whistle, and they're going to get a foul here on Tech. And as you see down there, Coach Jaime Salamo is not happy with that call. So Jaime Salamo is pleading his case with the side judge here, and nothing is doing here. It's a free kick for Cathedral. And now Kenyon Neal had a little bit of a feed on the ball there. But Tech is able to clear it out here for the time being, but intercepting it there is Will Baker. Shot just over the crossbar yet again.
Shot by 7, William Baker.
Well, Baker was so nice, so smooth with it. Able to kind of tip it to himself, avoid that initial defender, and get a quick shot off. Had plenty of space to do so, but just a little bit too high, a little bit too much on that one.
And taking a look here, just getting the interception was Baker. In a little high, probably a little to the left as well, and out of play. As we approach the 25-minute mark, again, another call here, another foul on Tech. And the foul calls have been racking up here as looks like you have Kenyon Neal over there. And he's able to get up and shake off the injury. So Wessling will put the ball closer to the net here for the Irish. Wessling tries to find Neal on the other side. Instead, it will sail out the end line, and it'll go be a goal kick for Tech.
Really good ball from Wessling, and that's the guy you go to. Looks like the tallest player on the field in Kiki. Just a little bit too much on it, but still a good ball, and that's the guy you want to go to.
Again, Wessling leading the team in goals this year, 16. As a junior, he's played 13 games. And as we said earlier, he has had at least 2 goals in 6 games this season. And so it's certainly something that Arsenal Tech has been able to hold a player like him in check all night long.
He's just a ball hawk. He's the guy on the defense for football that's always going after the interceptions. But this time, he's just always in the right place, right time to get a shot on goal.
Morales puts it long now over to Rodriguez. Shot inside, just a little wide. That was certainly a tough shot. And like you said there, Jarrett, just a couple of yards to the right, and we have a 1-1 ball game.
So close, and it's had a lot of heat on it, and it was tough for Wallmeyer to pick off. It was going to be out of his reach, but just outside the reach of the goal.
And it looked like that was Edwin Molina on that shot. Here comes Wessling. Shot just a little wide again. Cathedral is getting all sorts of opportunities here in this second half. Wessling sure would have liked to have gotten his 17th goal of the season right there.
Boy, identical looks, and both coming from the right side of the goal. First for Tech, and now Wessling. Rotano kind of patrolling that side of the net, making it a hard angle for Wessling, but he was still hunting that opposite post.
And Rodriguez Torres tries to put it long, and it goes out of play. And it will be Torres to throw it back in. Hernandez has it over to Morales, rather. And now back for Hernandez, who gets his pocket picked there by Trey Hayward of Cathedral. But still, Tech is on the attack. Let's send it down to Keith Myers.
With 21:45, guys, we just want to thank all the City Alliance athletic directors, all the help they've helped us out this week, and our host, Chittard. What a great venue to do this game. And, guys, you guys have done a nice job. Nice job. And we're going to have a champion here in about 21 minutes.
Thank you very much, Keith. Always a pleasure to be here on Indiana SRN. As Keith alluded to, 21 minutes left. And pending an equalizing goal from Tech, Cathedral's looking to just try and cruise to their second straight City Alliance championship.
But they're still playing smart, and they're still playing with little spurts of aggressiveness, and Wessling on that last attempt obviously is going to take it. The leading goal scorer, he's going to do what he knows what to do.
The free kick, trying to find people inside. Nothing doing there for Cathedral. Hernandez pushes it on over to Pavon, and Cathedral's able to knock it off there. As you see, Coach Jaime Salamo coming in there to keep the ball from rolling out there, as Cathedral will have the throw in. Onside is Wessling. Wessling cross over to Kurosawa, and again the defense for Tech is right there. That is incredible right there, Jarrett, because it seems that Cathedral has all of these open opportunities, but then Tech is just using their speed to close in quickly.
Well, I think so. The other thing, too, Kerr, I think Kurzawa and Kiki were a little indecisive on who was going to take it because they were both right there in that area. It looked like Kurzawa initially was in control of that ball, and he was going to have a clean shot off, but Kiki was right there on his hip, and that slowed him down a little bit, and that allowed the Tech defense to swipe in and send that ball out of bounds.
And so a little bit of indecisiveness costs Cathedral a lead extending goal as we tick inside the halfway mark of the second half. Ooh, and a hard collision there between Neal and Hernandez. And now Casquile gets tackled there by Neal, and a little bit of chippiness there between Neal and Hernandez.
I think it was mostly incidental, and coming in to swipe it away was Neal. And having a discussion with the referee was Casquile. And those two have had some pretty nice ball handling, pretty good defense, and they've gotten tangled up just a couple times here tonight.
Hernandez Pavone, his pass intercepted by Kurosawa, and he'll bring it up the sideline. Leads it on over to Baker. Baker gets his pocket picked there, and it goes out of play. It'll be a corner kick, though, here for Cathedral.
Hit smack dab with that flag right there at the corner. Good defense saving a potential cross kick from Cathedral.
And it looks like that was Grameo in on that defensive play to kick it out.
Wessling will have the corner here for the Irish.
Westling's cross comes in, and it's punched out of there by Ratana. And the Cathedral punches it out, and it will be a goal kick for Tech. And now you see a little more urgency here from Arsenal Tech as they try to salvage as much time as they can as the clock continues to wind down.
Goal kick, Arsenal Tech.
Long ball from Ratana. And it's headed out of play by Hayward. You ready? Casquile puts it back in. Morales, with a little shake and bake move there on the defender, keeps it time of possession for Tech. Giacome leads it over to Grameo. And that's touched out of bounds by Cathedral, so a break here for Tech. And Grameo again trying to get some life moving here as now Morales will put it in play. And headed out by Cathedral. Couple of headers here. And on to Kiki just momentarily as now it's over to Molina. Molina in midfield. Shot up, just punched away by Wallmeyer. That was certainly a well-disguised play by Tech, and way to be on his toes there from Jet Wallmeyer.
Not sure what the height is from Wallmeyer, but if you take him into account, he is the tallest player on this field. How about that shot? Just around the body. Right there standing in his way was Trey Hayward, but still Kaskile was able to use that left foot. And how about the height of Wallmeyer? All he needs was just one arm to get up there and bat that away.
And so that tough shot from Kaskile is well read by Wallmeyer. And the Irish still hold their 1-0 lead. Graziano, having played with a yellow card here in the first half, back into the ball game and trying to clear things out. And a whistle, going to be a foul on Tech once again. As Trey Hayward, or rather Kenyon Neal, took a pretty good lick there while he was in midair and took a hard lick to the ground, but he's okay.
That's a tough call to make, and Kaskile looked like for the most part was playing the ball, and the way he was moving after the hit didn't seem like it was anything intentional. Just trying to keep the ball in possession of the Titans.
Kaskile along the sideline. Busts free just a little bit here along the sideline. And using that speed gets a throw in here. Morales. Center of the field, Molina. Molina tries to cross it in, looking for Kaskile. Interfered with by Cathedral. Thread needle shot. Score! An equalizing goal by the Tech Titans. And that was Osias Grameo off of the bench for Arsenal Tech. And actually, correction, that was Steven Hernandez-Pavon with the equalizing goal. Keith Myers.
Fellas, it looks like a firework just went off of the bench, jumping up and down, and boy, do they now have some belief that they can get this done. Coaches are settling down, but I'll tell you what, I've never seen guys jump off the bench as fast as I could.
And take a look at that from Hernandez. Pavon just threading the needle and getting it past Wallmeyer. And finally, Tech is able to get the ball game, but the equal, another one, score! And they're going to call that back.
Offsides, I think,
and
against
they're
Cathedral.
going to get an offsides on Cathedral and Jarrett Lewis. You know just as well as I do that when you have those kinds of opportunities called back on an offsides, that is certainly the worst feeling.
Oh, that's a gut punch for Cathedral, and it looks like they knew it right away. Tech knew it right away after that score went in. They knew it was going on, but my goodness, going back to that goal scored, it indeed was 16. It was Hernandez-Pavon. Initially, we thought it was Gramajo who wears 15, but it was Pavon from 30 yards out. I mean, how about that? From that distance and able to get it to the goal that quickly out of the stretch of Wallmeyer.
So that goal from Pavon coming at the 13-minute mark and at just the right time for Tech. And now if you're Cathedral, you can't play on your heels.
Oh, you sure can, especially now that Tech, you can kind of see it in the bench too. They're kind of like on the edge of their seat. The fans are on the edge of their seat. And that goal made us stand up here in the booth. We've been sitting down for most of these games, but that got us up and excited.
Certainly ready to be on my feet indeed. 12 minutes of play here in regulation. Here comes Kaskile. He tries to get it in. Oh! Arsenal Tech takes the lead. Yoride Kaskile with the go-ahead goal for the Titans. Oh my goodness. 2 goals in 2 minutes by the Titans. And it looks like that might be an own goal on Cathedral.
It was, Kurt. Kaskile put it in the correct spot. It went off of Luke Hearn, 23, who comes in, and it's right off his chest.
And that is an own goal by Cathedral, but still a well-placed ball by Euride Kaskile.
Look at this bench. Look at this celebration.
And that is absolutely insane. So Cathedral playing comfy with a 1-0 lead for most of this game now finds themselves in a very precarious situation here.
There's a yellow card that's coming for Tech here.
2 goals scored within, 3 minutes for Tech, and now we see a yellow card.
Now, I got
to head that down now to Keith Myers.
He's coming out. He's got a yellow card because he went onto the bench, and then the bench celebrated him and carried him on the field. You can't leave the bench. You got to stay still. Number 12 got caught here. So a very, very interesting call.
So Euride Kaskile, who's responsible for that goal, will now have to take a seat here as he gets a yellow card. And Arsenal Tech's coaching staff are not very happy with the call right now, but either way, coach is telling them to stay cool about it here.
Yeah, you can't get carried away. You don't want to give Cathedral any sort of opportunity. You don't want any more yellow cards, and you especially don't want to see a red come out. Nothing to halt all this momentum and all this energy that you've built up now that you've scored 2 goals in the matter of 3 minutes apart.
But just how about the poise of Arsenal Tech? Just being able to keep their cool and let things come to them and then take advantage of the opportunities when they have them.
All right, that is something. It looked like with Kaskile running that sideline, you just kind of had a feeling
12's coming back
that they had an edge there, and he was going to find a way to at least get a shot on goal. And right now, if you're Arsenal Tech, it sort of feels like you can do no wrong. Just the way you scored at will there and how fast you scored, you got to pick it up with some defensive play here.
And now Cathedral trying to get an equalizing goal to try and send this one to extra time if they can. They have 11 minutes to do it.
What a turn of events.
And that just goes to show you how quickly things can turn in this game.
And it looked like Cathedral just had everything working. They had the 1 goal. Here's another
Kiki. Can't quite get that one online. Another opportunity missed. And that's another thing, too, here, Jarrett. Cathedral has had several opportunities even before these 2 goals from Tech to try and extend their lead, and they haven't been able to convert.
Yeah, they can't keep their heads down. And after this great opportunity, great effort there from Kiki, you got to keep your heads up. 10-20 still left on this play clock. You have a lot of time left to work with something. And with how fast Tech is scoring and with how fast Cathedral is usually playing, they definitely should keep this energy and keep this effort up.
Liam Fay will put it back in play. And now a free kick coming here for Cathedral off of the throw-in.
Free kick, Irish.
Inside 10 minutes left to go here. And this will be a long free kick from Alex Russell. He tries to send it in, and not a very good strike from Russell as Tech is able to easily get that one, but still another free kick here for Arsenal Tech.
Yeah, something against Cathedral, and now Tech will move things towards the other way. And we were talking about how Cathedral with the 1-0 lead, trying to slow things down as much as they could, milk that clock as much as they could, and now, even though Tech is still moving fast like they normally do, they're going to try the same.
Molina has Gramajo going inside, and that goes out of the end line, and it'll be a goal kick here for Cathedral. And that's one thing here, if you're Cathedral, you cannot afford to give up another goal right now.
No, you sure can't. It's the 3-0 lead for the Cathedral girls was well enough. And in a game like this, it's been so close. And now we're definitely getting to crunch time, 8.5 left to go.
Kiki off the inbound. And he's going to let that roll out of play, and it will be a Cathedral throw-in. As we approach the 8-minute mark here left to play. And Luke Hearn to put it back in. And Kiki off the header to try and set up another one inside. Well defended by Tech. And Kenyon Neal will let that one roll out of play, but that's back into Tech's hands. Edwin Molina. And a long kick there from Rodriguez Torres. Hernandez Pavone puts it long to Morales. Defended by Neal, and now Morales gets it back. Back to Pavone. Pavone crosses over to Molina. Molina getting interfered with there. Has to get rid of it. Over to Hernandez. Hernandez punching it forward to Casquile, and he gets his pocket picked there, and we'll have to go with a throw in here for Tech.
Tech doing a nice job in this possession, keeping control of the ball. Just making some simple passes between teammates, not getting too risky.
Molina on goal, just over the crossbar as Wallmeyer got a hand on it.
If Wallmeyer doesn't, that's going to go in. It was going to sneak under the crossbar, but he got his fingertips on it, and that changed the angle, changed the flight of the ball. Get another look at it here. Nice play there by Wallmeyer.
But now we have a corner from Arsenal Tech. Cross inside. Well defended out off the rebound. Morales tries to slip it in there, and somebody got a foot on it there from Cathedral. Casquile weaving his way through traffic. Morales. Cross inside. Trying to go with the roundhouse kick right there. Shot off and just over the net from Osias Gramajo.
Well, Gramajo almost cleared the fence behind the track and almost went onto the softball field. You like that shot attempt, though. I mean, you take it. You have that space there. You have that opportunity. Gramajo just a little bit too strong with the right leg.
Andrew Berry back into the lineup now for Cathedral, along with Wade Knapp. Ayrton Graziano. And now Cathedral, with just 5 minutes left to play, has to try and salvage something, but Tech has been all over the on-ball control here over the last few minutes.
Yeah, they sure have. They've had it in this side of the field, this left half, and they've really grinded out possessions, just making the simple pass, kind of going around the horn between teammates, preventing themselves from being in tough situations, some sticky spots. They've just made the simple plays.
Kiki heads it back in, and then it goes right back out of bounds again, with Wessling giving it up for the throw-in for Tech. Running kick there by Hernandez, going out of play. 4 minutes left to go. Cathedral with not a lot of time to do something here. Kiki has an opening. Feeding inside, and again another missed opportunity by Cathedral as Will Baker couldn't quite get the handle on it to set him up.
Yeah, Baker was trying to thread the needle, but good help side defense. They came rushing back. 2 defenders for Cathedral, or for Tech, excuse me. One of them was Acosta, who's been trying to guard Kiki awfully close. And that's the last guy between him and Westling. Those two are the most lethal attackers for Cathedral. You want to keep a guy, if you're Arsenal Tech, super close on them too.
Let's send it down to Keith Myers.
I tell you what, guys, right now, the last 3 minutes, watch Tech stretch this game. They will try to just stall, if you will. But Cathedral will definitely make a run here with under 2 minutes to play.
Touched out of bounds by Westling. It is a Arsenal Tech throw-in here in the corner. 3 minutes left to go.
Get off the field!
Cathedral had a 1-0 lead in this ball game. They since gave up 2 goals in 2 minutes to Arsenal Tech as Ratana will stop it short of the end line.
Get off the field! Good job, Andrew.
The throw in from Hernandez. And again, Arsenal Tech keeps punching it out of bounds here and running time off the clock. The long throw in. Trying to find Kiki there was Kurosawa off the header. Another throw in here for Cathedral, but they do not have a lot of time to waste. Kiki has the handle in the box. He's touched. No call. And we continue play.
Somebody's down here in the near corner for Cathedral. And he's hobbling a little bit. It looks like it's Kurzawa. He's back up. He's got 1.5 minutes left to go with his teammates. Try to tie this puppy back up.
90 seconds to play. Arsenal Tech is taking their time here, setting up the throw-in. Morales dribbling around. Off to Mayorquin. Mayorquin, his pass trying to find Casquile, intercepted by Cathedral. And now a free kick coming for the Irish.
Free kick, Irish. 1 minute remaining in regulation. 1 minute.
1 minute left in regulation. Can the Irish pull out a miracle? Alex Russell puts it in, and again another bad strike from Russell, and now an opportunity from Morales. He has 2-on-1.
What a
now
pass.
some numbers over to Pavone, trying to cross it back to Morales instead, and that will put it out of play. And who will throw it in? It will be Arsenal Tech, and the seconds keep ticking away here as Arsenal Tech gets ever closer to a first City Alliance championship. 10 seconds left to go. They throw it in.
7, 6, 5,
and you hear the countdown from the public address, and that will do it. 2 late goals by Arsenal Tech gives them their first City Alliance championship. Jarrett Lewis, what a final half here of play here at Bishop Chatard.
I am just amazed at the fight from Tech. They got that 1 goal to tie things up, and how about the second goal coming so soon after? 3 minutes between those 2 goals. Just the fight in the second half from Tech has been amazing.
Let's send it down to Keith Myers here, who's with the winning coach, IMA Salamo.
City champions. How's that sound, Coach?
Oh, I can't believe it yet. You know, I have to wait a little bit. When this settles in, then I will understand. We've worked so hard to get here, but I have to give credit to the other team that made us a better team. Our opponents are good. They gave us a run for our money, but I'm so proud of the way we have come across. We have tried our best, and we have got to this level where we are now.
Nice. Congratulations. Go celebrate. I know sectional's coming Wednesday.
Thank you very much. I want to thank our principal and all the staff that are here today to support us. We're very happy for them. Without them, we won't be here today.
Congratulations.
We have a motto, and I have to say that. We are all we have, and we are what we need. That is our motto, and that's why we stick to it.
Congratulations, Coach.
A great way to celebrate here as you see Arsenal Tech elated and Coach Salamo leading his team in celebration. An elated Salamo as you see them celebrate. What a performance today here by Arsenal Tech as they now move to 16-2 on the year, and needless to say, an excellent win for them as they get ready for their next matchup in sectionals. We'll preview that in just a little bit. Let's just take a look here at how this played out here in the early going.
Well, this is the first goal. Oh, here's the save from, that was the first goal for Cathedral. And initially, nice save by Ratana in the net, but then the follow-up from Kiki was right there. And from that moment on, we thought it was going to be tough for Tech to score. We thought one goal was going to be it, but how about this deep shot from way out coming in from Hernandez Pavone? I mean, how does that one sneak through all those defenders and then out of the stretch of Wallmeyer? Now the Tech team is taking some laps around the field with the trophy, and then
this was the killer.
It sure was, and just wrong place, wrong time if you're Cathedral and Luke Hearn. But how about the aggressiveness and being in a spot to put off that shot from Tech and Casquile, and that's what did it. It came at the right time. Back-to-back goals just like that in a matter of minutes for Tech. Here they are celebrating, getting that trophy, winners of the City Alliance tournament for the very first time. And they get their 16th win on the season. What an impressive run for the Titans of Arsenal Tech.
And now you have Arsenal Tech getting set for their sectional opening matchups October 5th, which will be against Franklin Central. Certainly a good thing to get going, but just an excellent way to not only get a good momentum, good win to win a championship in the regular season, now you start your pursuit for a state championship here next week.
What a momentum builder. I mean, to knock off a team, such a well-known team in Cathedral and the high-profile boys soccer team that they are and they have been for quite some years, and for Tech to be down 1-0 and get those two quick goals in the blink of an eye, and to see Coach Solano with Keith on the field and to see that interview and you can kind of hear that emotion and how proud he is of this team and how far they've come. That is quite the scene, and as is this scene with a few of the flags and the whole team getting in on the picture.
But here's the interesting thing now. Cathedral, they drew the bye. They are in the same sectional as Arsenal Tech. They could end up having a rematch with Arsenal Tech next week, October 6th, depending on how the Arsenal Tech-Franklin Central game shakes out.
Well, that would be quite the rematch, and Cathedral is going to have a little bit of fire in their belly. They are, no doubt about it, going to want to get some revenge back on Arsenal Tech.
Indeed they will. Final score once again here in the Boys City Alliance Championship game. Arsenal Tech comes back from a 1-0 deficit to take a 2-1 victory over Cathedral. This broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, video, or audio without the expressed written consent of the IHSAA is strictly prohibited. Jarrett Lewis, it's been a pleasure working with you once again, my friend.
It sure has. This is our third soccer game this week, and I think this one takes the cake. Third time's the charm. A tremendous finish to our week of soccer, and now we prepare for a couple of volleyball games tomorrow and then football Friday night here on IndianaSRN.
Special thanks to Ken Thomason, our cameraman, Jerry Lewis, or Jerry Collins, our on-site engineer, as well as sideline reporter Keith Myers. For Jarrett Lewis, I'm Kurt Darling saying so long till next time. You have been watching City Alliance Soccer Action here on IndianaSRN. So long, everybody.